Welcome, everybody. We're getting ready to start session 9 of our Day Trippers campaign. I'll give you a quick recap from session 8. We were in the park on the phone with Bento, trying to figure out what happened after we burned our latest, throw me a word, John, our latest identities. Yeah, from the press junket over at Somnambula. It brings us in. We pick up a Motel 17. It's all automated. We get the cat all set up and everything. We decided to go and catch up with Rogers, who's over at the bar. It was like a hillbilly name.
God damn it.
The Rebel Yell.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Nice. I take notes.
I found Howling Pig beer. That's as close as I got. I'm like, wait a minute, where the fuck was it?
Yeah, the Howling Pig was delicious.
It was a dark microbrew. Reggie and Rogers got deep into their cups, decided on a pub crawl. Nash sort of fell off the wagon at dinner, got some table service, cranked through about 3/4 of a bottle of some really good whiskey. They slept through their morning meeting with Bento, which was not fantastic, but Rogers had prepped him for, I guess, such an eventuality. Bento was going to take, he was only recently appointed head of Dark Matter, was taking things in a different direction, more professional, doing more of the celebrity thing, kind of trying to get into where the money is. They wanted to start to get into slip space. We bonded heavily with Rogers. It was a long and good night. Then we went into some training montage. We were in the holodeck, trying to work on some squad tactics and such. We met the members of our team. And then to the penultimate moment was when we had decided to go ahead and raid Somnambula to try to free Suzie from her capture. As it turns out, she's on board with being in Somnambula's headquarters and working with them. I'm using air quotes.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
But we left dejectedly, or at least Nash was dejected that she had changed her mind, and she left there. Cordoba let us go. There was no further call out, I guess, at least in the moment. And that's kind of where we wrapped up that episode. So I'm going to kick it over to Todd. We're going to play a little bit of a different game tonight, at least partially. So I'll let him explain it, and then we'll jump into it.
All right. You guys have sort of resolved, or if not resolved, then sort of at least put to a place where we can turn our backs to that whole backstory for a little while. And like we said before, play it. Kind of thinking of that as like the backstory of the X-Files series, where once in a while we come back to the backstory and then we go into real time again. Use app. All right, I'm using the app. And what? I don't know, some app just popped up. Oh, it's my lower third. Yeah. All right. So what I thought, I want to make it go away. Can I make it go away?
I just tried to turn mine on. I wonder if that's why yours popped up, but mine is clearly not working.
Got a weird pop-up.
Hang on, toolbox, go away. And now again some other day.
I cannot stop.
All right, I'm out. Okay, it's me. It's all my fault.
No, it's probably me.
So, because that storyline is sort of wrapped up or leveled out, and you are also in this new position, a new company, new apartment, new place to live, new circumstances, new regular paycheck for an employer who's sizable and proficient and international, well-known and powerful. It's not a bad position to be in. So it's time, I think, to consider it like season 2. Right. And I wanted to sort of experiment by rushing into season 2 and giving us sort of a quick update, like maybe a month or 2 months or maybe even 3 months in a kind of a downtime, zoom through way of doing things. And then I thought, why don't we take advantage of this opportunity to play DayTrippers the narrativist way, which is collaborative co-authoring. And you guys make experience points, which can be turned into drama tokens, which give you advantages on die rolls, which may then again lead to more experience points. But you play more as contributors to the story, and we're vying against each other for narrative control.
Ooh.
So that's the way that goes. And these are the rules in the back of the DayTrippers core book. I think it starts on page 37 for those playing along at home. And because you have an employer and you don't need to negotiate for any of this kind of stuff, we're just going to start right off with a random die roll. Yeah, and you know what? I think that you guys can probably choose. I'm going to do a screen share here. You could probably choose one of these.
So I'm using the wonderful link to the NPCs to refresh my notebook on who the hell is with us in our new team.
Oh, you know what? I can share that with you. That would be cool. Let me share that. Okay, let's see. Screen share.
Oh, what did I do? I already screwed it up. I am horrible. This is why I don't This is why I don't try to take notes.
There, check that out. So there's your ship.
Oh, nice.
Okay, there's Julio. Little Kim. There's Duke. And Tom.
Tom is a fucking badass.
I do want to be more like Tom.
And your boss. There's your boss, Bento.
Bento.
Okay, so let me find the page I'm looking for here. These are mission types. I'm going to try to blow this page up so you can see it better. All right, and I'm going to try to share this. Right. This is remarkably complicated. Let's see what we can do. Okay, now screen share again.
Okay, got it. Love it.
Okay. All right, so do the mission type table on the right there. Can you guys read that?
Yar.
Okay, so what kind of mission would you like to tell the tale of?
Now, I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, Bento's trying to get more into, the celebrity aspect where they're, ferrying people around who have a lot of money and hence a lot of power in this new, fractopian future. Keywords.
That's a good word. It's a good word.
Yeah. So it could be, like a sightseeing tourism where it's like we're taking, we're providing security for some, maybe third-rate, celebrity, as he's kind of like working his way up the ladder. Maybe we'll give him benefit of that. Maybe like second-rate, right? So like second tier. Where they're like, oh, we want to go see these weird like creatures or whatever, and I'm gonna, blog and vlog about it or whatever.
Hey, it's Chip.
What do you think about that? Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me. I was sort of. Yes, that does sound good to me. Yes.
All right.
You will have more to say about that situation, but yes, I'm into it.
All right. Is it tourist or sightseeing mission? And let's see. Wait, that was a clearance level of 3. Right on. Now, I'm going to have you guys, one of you, whoever decides to do it. This is a 3. So I want you to roll 3 dice and take the highest. You can, do I give any ads for this? No, there's no point in giving you ads for this. This is just kind of randomness. Roll John, 3 dice. Tell me the highest one.
John,
you can do it. You can do it.
Oh,
I defer to you.
What? No, nobody should defer to me.
I've done it. It's too late.
1, 2, and a 6.
You got a 6. Okay, you exceeded it by 2 or more. So you get to choose the node type. Look on my screen here.
Ooh.
You see the Known planet, unknown planet, time travel, alternate Earth, dream world, or the multiversal cow. You also get to add a perk, and there are no complications yet, so I'll show you the perks in a moment.
I think we have to go dream world, right? I mean, that's Reggie's thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. There's a lot to that. Reggie is trying to focus up on practical ways to use that. You know, he wants to improve that. He thinks that's it would be the best. And I just realized that is pronounced cow and not chow.
Oh yeah, multiversal cow.
So all those things I said, and I was like, "Oh, you're feeling the chow, mate." That made zero sense.
It does, because it's Reggie.
It means that Reggie doesn't know how to say that word. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to keep saying it that way.
There you
go. because feeling the chow is a thing, right? Or the cow, excuse me. Feeling the cow. That was a thing, wasn't it? No? Not in the book?
Not? Why not?
It all makes sense to Reggie. That's all that matters.
Yeah, good. You know what? I like that better because I'll say a bunch of shit and it won't matter because it's Reggie. See what I've done?
All right.
Circumvented the system.
Okay. So listen. So you also, and I guess John won. This is you, right? Because you're the one who rolled the dice. Yeah. So you get to choose a perk, or you can change it in for a reward. See on the lower left part of my screen.
All right. Let's see. Training. Well, training is nice. Plus 1 item per crew member, plus 2 items for ship inventory. See, we don't. Or reward. Fortune, 1 megabucks.
Yeah, on the base pay is 3 megabucks each for this.
I mean, I feel like we're rolling in dough, right, John? I mean, it's not like we're hurting for megas.
Well, I have 10 megas, which I understand to be like I could just walk away from dark matter and live my life. No, that can't be right. But I have 10 megas, which I think which is good.
Yeah. It's real good.
I don't think we're hurting for megas. And I think that in our current situation with dark matter, I think we should be able to save money. We should.
Do you need like a +1 item? And you have anything that's +1 right now?
Well, if I'm going off of what I have in my gear, Stealth Pro kit, I've got that Uzi, I've got my Zoom, which I need, and well, I guess the compression gun is gone at this point. Yeah, that's right.
Because we can make that Uzi a +1 Uzi.
We could, but what I would like to throw out there is that Reggie sort of is refocusing, and his talents are with the long, like sniper, like long gun type stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and he got into this mode. He got excited, and he got into this mode where he was doing a lot of like close-up stuff, and that's not his game. Like he looks a lot tougher and a lot rougher than he actually is. He does prefer to be on the outskirts and stay hidden, but. Like that being said, that's what he'd be refocusing to try to be a better asset to the team based on a couple of his flub ups, like putting Chip, making Chip addicted to Zoom, so allowing Jack to fall off the wagon. He feels terrible at all that, so he's trying to refocus. He's trying to be better.
So are you saying you would prefer training?
Probably. I mean, isn't this? Wait, I would prefer training to
as a perk of the mission. In other words, for this mission, you have to be trained for some reason, and we figure out what the reason is, and you get an extra skill point.
An extra skill point in long. Yes, I would. That would be something that would make sense. Yes.
Okay, so this is a new skill at level 1.
Oh, so it has to be a new skill at level 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could give you a +1 item, like a long gun, for instance, whatever type of gun you wanted. We can make it a +1 gun and say, that's part of that's a perk for the mission. That's actually yours. If you succeed, you get to keep it.
Okay, then I'll do that. I like that. A +1 long gun, sniper-esque rifle.
So your time with Duke has been paying off. Like you guys have been teamed up quite a bit. So like he's throwing you more pointers and.
I had a thought that Duke and I were like keying off each other and making each other better. And Jack, Jack would you're on the ground, man, and you're directing people, and then Duke and I are like we're watching everybody, and we've got the overcover, and we are very effective.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Nice.
That was what I was thinking.
And it does fold in well with what you guys were talking about before. So yeah. All right. So there will be that as a perk for this mission. And we know that we're going to a dream world. It's some sort of tourist or sightseeing kind of a thing. And now we're going to determine the opposition type. So John Beta, you get to roll for this one.
Can I just clarify something though? Because John Alpha made the roll there, but I got a benefit.
Yeah.
That's you did. I didn't realize that it was going to be a one-way thing. I feel like Jack should take it.
Well, I have a +1 rifle, so if it makes you a better, meta, if it makes you a better PC to get a +1,
I refuse to do meta.
Because I could take a skill, right? Like I could always use training in something, but
yeah, you should. But especially because of the way we're going to play this game, there's going to be a lot of meta in here. So
okay, cool.
Okay, open up and accept the meta. What we're basically saying right now that we are preparing some of the data points of the story that we were about to tell, right? So one of those data points is that for some reason it is important in this story that you have that gun. All right, that's now going to become that's in the script now. We're going to use that, right?
And I'm going to love that gun. Oh my gosh, it's going to be all like kitted out, tricked out. My goodness. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I am.
Okay. So now what I want you to do, I want you to roll 3 dice. Tell me the highest one. You're trying to beat 3.
Oh my gosh. 5. 3, 3, and 5.
Okay. You exceeded by 2 or more. So you get to select the opposition type. By the way, do you have a copy of DayTrippers Core Rules there?
I have a PDF. I can open it up. I didn't open it up.
All right. I think it's page 38. Way near the back.
Yes, this would be wondrous. This would be a lot more helpful.
Yeah, I have mine. I have mine spread all over the table.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm unprepared. I apologize.
No, I mean I can just keep sharing my window, but
no. I like this better because then we can see you, which is God. What I just do?
Don't knock the beer over. Come on.
Okay, it's not doing it tonight. I'm not feeling that beer. I'm running out. I'm running low, so I gotta re-up.
I haven't had beer in over a month.
Good for you. Wait, is this Jack or John? I can't tell.
Every time you call me Jack, it throws me off because he always just goes by Nash.
That's true. Well, that's in Reggie form. I'm in John form, which is I'm gonna call you Jack, which is kind of weird because we're out of character. Yet I'm using your in character first name, but when I'm in character, I'll use your character last name.
That's pretty weird. But it's even weirder for me because I've got everybody in the world calls him Nash except Suzie, who calls him Jack, and I have to remember that.
So now Meta John Beta calls John Jack. So I'm on page 38.
All right. So I think you can see the opposition. It's step 3, opposition type.
Got it.
All right. You get to choose one, and then you also get another perk. You get to choose another perk.
All right.
So you tell us what kind of opposition you'd love to see in this story.
Oh man, these are cool. All right, are we still operating under the previous sort of tripping thing?
Yeah, you're going to be going to a dream world. It's going to be a tourist or sightseeing mission. You're going to be paid 3 megas each. One of the perks is you get this gun. And but part of the problem, the opposition is blah blah blah. Here you go. What do you want to be?
Rival DayTrippers.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, these are.
Right.
Now I don't want to. Do I get to try to establish something, or is that? Or I just say that and then I be quiet?
It's kind of for me to see how I can tie all these things together.
Yes, please.
But now we also get a. Oh, I want you to choose a perk as well. Sorry.
Okay, perks. So now I look at perks. Additional
A perk may be swapped for a reward, so you might as well look at them as well.
Oh yes. Fame promotion. Reggie doesn't care about promotion. 1 plus. Okay. John, feel free to chime in on any of this too.
I was thinking at some point, if we had XP to spend, that I'd like to have Nash take a a skill level in medic or medicine or field medicine, however we want to couch the terminology as I don't know that would really be the squad leader's thing, but because of his protector thing and all that other stuff,
I think that works out great, and I feel like with the rival DayTrippers, I think we get taken by surprise because we're not expecting it, and then you're forced to you're forced to kind of come into your own with that. Therefore, you get the skill. Did I do it right? Did I do it?
That sounds really fucking interesting.
Like we get taken by surprise, and maybe we don't know why the rival DayTrippers are all of a sudden coming after us. Maybe that's something to do with who we're escorting. Maybe that's something to do with dark matter. I don't know. I'm
good. I'm good.
Sweet, I love it. Yeah, and then along the way.
Now, guess what? There's another opposition type. Each player gets to make this roll. So, John Alpha, this is 3 dice. Tell me your highest one. You're trying to beat 3.
2 5s and a 6.
All right. So once again, you get to choose an opposition type, and you get to add a perk.
I'm kind of nervous about the rival DayTrippers now, if I'm being honest.
Hey, you didn't add your perk, John Beta.
I didn't add my perk?
It was. I'm going to take the medic.
It was the medic. The skill level for medic for John Alpha.
We flip-flopped.
AKA
Cool.
Man, I like all of them.
Yeah, this is cool. This is a very cool part of this game, actually.
I mean, if we want to keep the original thought behind it, that it was they were going to look at animals. We could go wildlife animals.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or do you want something else?
Or it could be go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the other thing I was kind of liking was, for Nash, psychological challenges for sure. But
think about your skills, and then also take into account your character arc and your life shapers. But mostly think about your skills, like what you would like to use, right?
Well,
what kind of story you would like this character to be in.
Yeah, but if you don't it's almost as much fun to not have the skills either, right? So to go in and then be in a situation where fuck, we have to improvise because I can't do this whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about technical challenges, John? So maybe we get there and then maybe maybe they blast at the ship and take out a fucking an engine something, so then that's something that we've got to try to put back together to get back out. I do have electronics of +1, so it is
remember,
using skill.
You guys have a team.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So you got Julio. If it comes into electronic kind of shit, he can handle that. That's really about it, though. The rest of them are more physical and martial.
Yeah.
So when you said wildlife animals, it keyed something with me because we're escorting this person on a these people on a sightseeing mission, sort of let's go see the wild animals of someone's brain or whatever. I mean, we're doing a day trip for it, right? Am I remembering that right?
Yep.
So, but when you said wildlife animals, I immediately went 2 up and I saw monster enemy. So my thought process kind of changed over to, shit, what if we find something that we weren't expecting and it's some sort of crazy monster that we have to now try to get away from?
We find the apex predator, we're watching the dream cows doing their thing and they're kind of plodding along and they're taking all the video and shit, and all of a sudden this big fucking thing comes out, it's and fucking cuts one in half and uh-oh, time to go.
Yes, I think that it sort of takes us back to our initial training mission where we were fighting that large thing. I was okay, apex predator time. We did not expect this here. This is supposed to be a rich person sightseeing expedition.
Okay, so monster enemy, and then like the other thing is just the default. Like we do that thing. We take them to the place, we look at the thing, and then stuff gets jacked up.
Got it.
Stuff goes sideways.
Okay,
hey, maybe the rival DayTrippers like let the thing loose, right? They get the coordinates, and they're like, fuck the people that come here. This is ours because they've got like an exploding collar or some shit. They kick it out, and we just happen to be there.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I want you to think about the last step before I start pulling all this together. Each one of you gets to make one suggestion that you would like to see me work in. Now, it can be as simple as a single word, or it can be a sentence. It can be a character type, a situation type. It can be a location type. It can just be like Rosebud. It could be
nice.
One concept that you would like to see me work in. And if I do manage to work it in, you get to help me control the story at that moment, and drama tokens are exchanged.
Okay. I still get to choose a perk though, right?
Did you not choose a perk?
I did not.
Please go ahead.
So I know Reggie doesn't care about promotion, but what if it's it's a reward? Like, assuming we're successful, like we all get a bump up in the dark matter, thing. Like it would be good for Nash, just because it would be good. Like his parents would appreciate, you're back on the horse and you're doing your thing. Or it's like, I don't care, whatever. Like, do I get a different parking spot? Like, I don't give a shit, right? Like,
yeah.
Then maybe you do get a better parking spot. I don't know, maybe you get an office with a window.
I like that because it would mean like it would sort of point to the fact that we overcame a mission that was supposed to be just a simple thing. It went crazy two separate ways with Rival DayTrippers and then the Crazy Monster, and we were able to get out of it. And with everybody sort of like with our what the fuck would you call it?
Our asses?
With our clients. Well, with our client intact, like that's the key.
Yeah.
So I think that sounds good to me.
I'll also throw out the one drama token per player. It's worth +1 at any time. So that would have, like a specific in-game benefit meta sense for us to get a better, a better roll, a better, whatever.
Nice.
So when you spend a drama token, by the way, my incentive to utilize your ideas is that I get a drama token if I do it.
Okay.
If you guys spend a drama token, you get to add a +1 at any roll, or you get to decrease the difficulty I have set by 1. Cool. And here we go. There's my cat. Told you.
Hey.
So which way do you want to go, John?
Even though Reggie doesn't care about the promotion thing, I like the idea that Jack isn't hung up on it, but sees it as meaningful enough to be important. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we'll do the reward promotion.
All right. Now the difference between perks and rewards is that perks you get up front, rewards you have to come back alive to get them.
Right.
I love how that's still a foregone conclusion. I'm like, yeah, we made it. We're fine. We're just figuring out how we made it. Nope.
So what is? I mean, do we have any rank? Within dark matter at this moment.
Nash, you are considered squad leader. Reggie, you are second in command.
Ooh.
All 4 other members of the team. Nash is technically their commander, but Reggie has, you could say, more bars than they do.
Hell yeah.
So that's basically it. Now, you guys can name your squad if you want. You get that privilege as well. You'll think about your squad. And I'm going to screen share your ship because you might want to check that out too. There's my friendly ice cream man. That's just great.
Jesus Christ. It was like building up. I was like, oh my God. I was looking around here like, do I need to get in the defensive stance?
Okay, so while you guys are checking out the ship, that's all for the audience at home. Back me up to your last question.
What our rank was? So Nash was a lieutenant before he retired.
My point to you was you might want to name your squad, and the point regarding the rank would probably mean that he would be considered equal rank to you. Now, that might end up in splitting you into 2 squads, which Bento would love to do.
Yeah, but we would each get a +1, so then I would still be above Reggie at that point.
Huh, that's true. That's true. Okay, so what it would basically mean is more money.
Nice. All right. Okay, so all right. So since the Marduk is up on the screen, it's got a capacity of 4, which means
that is
special guest and 1 other crew member.
That's true.
Unless they're because the Marduk was on loan, right? They had rented that for the mission.
You don't actually have to be the ones who are transporting the special guest. You guys could be accompanying their ship in yours.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
Okay. We still have to leave people.
They've got their pleasure cruiser.
Because the Marduk is, for instance, atmospherically capable. If someone gets lost, the Marduk can go up and do, scout and recon, shit like that.
Right.
I like that. They have their pleasure cruiser, and we're just kind of like, we're shadowing them.
Oh, there's a whole gaggle of them then. Fuck.
Yeah. They don't want any of the security. Like, who's the best? Because if we have a capacity of 4, that means that 2 of our team need to be on the pleasure cruiser, which I love. So I think that these people wanted like the most attractive of our team on their pleasure cruiser in order to, maintain the standard of the. That's what I think. And
Little Kim's there.
Little Kim's definitely there.
I think Little Kim and Julio are probably the best.
Little Kim and Julio. Yep.
Okay, here's Julio.
Oh yeah.
He looks suave as shit. He's a suave.
He's got that punkish look to him. That's like, he's a badass bad boy, and they eat that up. They love having him there.
And he's got the bionic eye and all, right?
He's
got the implant.
You walked in on Little Kim when she was in the training gym, and that's what you saw.
Yeah. Yep. Damn.
Reggie was slucking that night. Don't spit it out. Don't do it.
She's like, did you come here for me to snap you in half?
That will be a very good night for me. Jesus, John.
It was perfect.
Just like, was that the one that just came out? Because I remember hearing that. I was like, I forgot about that. And then you just hit it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I almost lost that whole mouthful.
Can you guys think of a squad name?
Names are the hardest thing. Do we have to do it now?
It is. How about the team, the hardest thing? How about that?
It's kind of wordy.
It is, isn't it? It's a little wordy.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm terrible.
Let it come. That's okay. You can give it its space. It'll bubble up.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll circle back around.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now, but I'm sure that if we go back and listen to previous episodes, especially the last like 3 or 4, there might be some phrase, I'm not Inglorious Bastards, but some kind of phrase that maybe Bento says in reference to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That might be perfect, right?
Yeah, there's got to be something there. Yeah.
Probably something.
If he called you dangerous lunatics, and you just decided as a tribute to Bento to call your team the dangerous lunatics,
just to piss him off.
Yeah,
it's got to be. I'm thinking in the episode where we did the training exercise. There's got to be something in there. Got to be something in there.
Yeah, there would be something against Reggie, right? Because he's got a hard on for you. So maybe like loose guns or something like that, just because of the way you
The loose guns.
You have been called loose. You've been called loose cannon many times.
The loose cannons.
You know,
Hey.
you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
We want to go cannons or guns?
Was it?
Loose guns or loose cannons?
I guess guns sounds better, doesn't it?
It sounds better, but it also sort of will make you like tilt your head like, huh? Like that. Loose guns.
All right.
And Reggie misunderstands, so he like rips the sleeves off of all of his shirts.
Is this not what we were going for? Is this not what we were going for? I feel as though I made a mistake, but I'm going to stick with it.
Okay, so now one last thing I got to ask of each of you is that your concept for a location, a scene, or a detail. It could be a single word or it could be a complete sentence. What would you like to see? And I'm going to try to bring this into the story.
Oh man!
Remember, you got a dream world, some kind of weird creature.
Damn.
We've got the other DayTrippers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say something like mystery, but I don't mean mystery. Like something hidden.
You mean Mr. E, don't you?
All right. So the discovery of something hidden.
Yeah.
All right.
Which maybe is the creature. I mean, I don't. I guess that falls then on your purview.
Okay. And John Beta, what would you like to see? Could be a word, a theme, or a sentence, a location, a setting, a situation, or some bizarre, cryptic, and surreal thing that somehow I have to figure out.
That's what I mean. I put a whole bunch of words together, and I want to find. Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be something weirdly surreal that probably will be nothing.
And you're going to be like inflatable taco.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Oh. Shit. Wait, I have something.
Ice cream truck.
No, that's chlamydia.
That's cool. Yes. Yes. It's untreatable. How about? Ooh. The Screaming Sisters.
Wow. Okay. I am going to go pour myself a cup of coffee while I think about this. You guys, I want you to entertain our audience by talking a little bit about your apartment and your life and what it's like now that you've settled into your new routine. By the way, your apartment is really nice, but it has ads on the walls. You can turn them off, but they go back to default on every day.
Shit.
Yeah, it's interesting, but you do have that actually saves money on the rent. So
okay.
There's that. You can set the advertising level. Aside from that, you guys can define what the place looks like, what you've been doing. I will be back in 1 minute.
All right.
So I think, based on what's happening right now,
enjoy my ice cream, man.
Yes, I was actually going right there because we live in a place where an ice cream truck goes by all the fucking time.
And it's automated, so it follows the same fucking pattern
Yes.
for like hours because no one has to drive it.
Yeah, and we can't figure out why we've been put on this route. But the ice cream truck it's at the same time every day, and it's just like we're done buying ice cream from it. Like we went, it was the novelty has worn off at this point.
Oh, for sure.
I think
there's like an elementary school, but it's like 3 blocks over. But it figures, there's an elementary school, so there must be kids all in this neighborhood, and there's not.
The programming is like, well, if there's an elementary school, then there's a 5-block radius where you need to patrol, and that's what happens. I love that.
It's like being at the grocery store. It's up and down every fucking street.
Yeah. There's got to be kids somewhere. No, they're all at school, and they don't live here.
Now, do you sell your place that you had?
Yes,
or
I get rid of it immediately, but this is. I was going to say I set fire to the whole thing, but no, it doesn't make sense. I take all of my paintings that are all still covered, and I would put them in a storage unit, for safekeeping. That's the only thing I would care about keeping is all my paintings that are in the back room. I would keep them all covered, and they would go into a storage unit.
Okay.
And then yeah.
All right. I can't remember if we've established that Nash had a car. I feel like not, because then we always called for an Uber to go somewhere.
I think you did, because it was the whole
thing.
thing.
We destroyed a bunch of cars back then.
Yeah.
There was a lot of car destruction.
Yeah. Have you guys established anything important enough for me to have to know right now?
Oh my God! Yes. Oh yes.
There's an ice cream.
Tell him, or should I?
Yeah, there's an ice cream truck. There's an elementary school like 2 or 3 blocks over from where the apartment's at, and the truck just goes by ceaselessly.
Nice. Yep. Although it is an ice cream drone.
Yeah, that's what we said. Yes. Yeah. That's why it continues to drive around, because there's no person in it.
Probably called in. Nash has probably called in a bunch of times, like, hey, your drone ice cream truck is just going by. There's no kids in this neighborhood. It's like, well, we'll have somebody put on that right away.
Yeah,
okay,
no, you won't.
It has the words Mr. Chili on the side. It's Mr. Chili ice cream.
Yeah, I went down there and I checked. He does not serve chili. That is a false advertising, and I want that put on the record.
And then Reggie sold his place and stored all of his paintings. Nash would also, so while like after the mission, like after everything had happened, Nash would have not cared, because we established like, oh, we're never going to the house again. We'd have to go in hot, because who knows if there's sensors and everything else. So like one day they're like, he calls for like a lift and just goes to the house. He's rents like a big fucking whatever pickup truck or something, and just goes back to the house by himself, doesn't tell anybody, and he leaves just about everything. He grabs his clothes and some personal effects. I mean, he was pretty disconnected and dour, like he wasn't into the TV, which is why the ads just fucking kill him every day. Like, turns the fucking wall off, and I feel like Reggie turns him back on because it makes the rent cheaper, and then he punches the volume down. He throws blankets on the fucking wall so he doesn't have to look at it.
Nice.
What's the point of having them on if you're not going to look at them,
It's like that Black Mirror episode when they're living in the fucking cubicles with the dude from Get Out. It's like that. I feel it's kind of like that.
I should watch Black Mirror.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I think it was one of the earlier ones, because I didn't watch very many of them. But so as he's eventually leaving the house, kind of like as the camera pans around the room, Suzie like stuffs into a bag. It's a picture of him and Suzie, and it just kind of like the camera pans and you just see it real fast as he like sticks it between like pages of a book or something and sticks it in a bag. And he like one last slow spin around the house, and then the door just like the camera follows him out and you just hear click.
Can I? And I love this. Lil Kim, what do you mean by what is social engineer? Is she some sort of like do we have drama points to spend right now? No,
not right now.
Okay, all right.
But what I mean by that is she is the A-team. She's the face. All right. She's the one. She's the one who you send in when you want to like flirt or distract or gain a favor from someone or convince someone to tell you their password or that kind of thing. She's good at working people.
I want her to be pissed that Nash did this. That Nash went off without telling anybody. But if it doesn't make sense for her to be pissed, then it doesn't matter.
Why?
What?
Because I went back to the house. Like, so after the mission, like within the few days after the mission, we had, kind of got our apartment squared away and the cat squared away and all that. Nash just left and went back to his house, which we know potentially or assume potentially would be a very bad situation to be in. Like if they were monitoring the place, if they booby trapped it, if they whatever. And he just like took off one day.
If it doesn't make sense for it though, I was thinking, I was sort of like trying to wrap up like maybe she handles some sort of the security aspect of the team, but if that's not how it is, then I'll drop it. And I just thought it would be cool if she was like super pissed at Nash for doing this. You put us in a bad position.
No, actually, I think the reason that she's pissed at Nash is because she wanted to see love conquer all, and it didn't.
Yeah.
She wanted to see, you go get you a girl.
That's right.
And he didn't.
Whoa. Yes. Sorry, John.
No, it's good. It's good. I feel like after the mission that everybody was kind of like, so we'd started to gain a rapport. Like we were in really good with Rogers. You know, some of the early, holodeck stuff was really good. We started to build up some unit cohesion. They're like, yeah, we'll fucking go get her. That's awesome. Like, you lead the team, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that was broken afterwards. So like,
yes.
And instead of going to the bottle, kind of like what John had suggested, was kind of toying around with, is that he went like full Spartan, right? So like in his apartment, like his part of the apartment, there's nothing. Like there's nothing on the walls. There's no knickknacks. There's no anything. So like he went full training montage. So everything, like everybody was at arm's length. Like even Reggie kind of would feel it a little bit. Like, they have a good back and forth. And there's like a little bit of a wall that came up afterwards where he was just like, hey, you need to pick up your speed a little bit next time, watch your six when you're blah, 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 like very technical, very manipulating, not manipulating like in a bad sense, but like in a
micromanaging
tactics sense. Like, you need to pick this up. Kind of like in Beer Fest when they're training and he's got the stopwatch and shit. Like that's Nash. Like nice. Just to get everybody back in, like, no, I am the fucking guy that's going to do your thing. Fucking let's go. And he's doing it too.
You're good at it too.
He's in it. Like, he's not like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and like drink a cup of coffee. Like he's in there sweating with everybody, maybe more so than everybody.
You're a damn fine leader. I'm just going to say that. Nash is a damn fine leader. I follow you to the end of the earth, of the ends of whatever, the multiverse.
And he would just like, he would nod, like he accepts it. He wouldn't be like, yeah, fucking right, I am, because like all his internal shit, he's like,
oh, God, yeah, the internal shit. What the hell? Bottle it, just bottle it up, bottle it.
But there'd be like a picture of his parents and his sister. And that would probably be about it.
Where's the picture of you and Suzie, though? Where is it?
You don't see it. It's like it's in a drawer. It's in the book. It's something that like in the wee hours when he's not sleeping, he may pull it out and kind of like stare wistfully at it, and then put it back in the thing. And
now, does Lil Kim? Is she in your face about this a lot?
I think she probably is, right? Like Todd said, I think she's
passive aggressively or active aggressively.
Like, I think it, like, I don't know, you tell me, Todd. I feel like it would come up like if we were out somewhere and we're like sharing stories and we're bullshitting whatever, like she would say it like in that passive aggressive kind of way. Oh, you mean like when, blah, blah, blah.
There will be occasional jokes about your follow through. If the word follow through comes up in a conversation, you can be sure she will score a point off you.
Nice.
Right.
But the other thing she scores, mostly actually, the thing that she scores a point off you is about men. Basically, just like all men. Men can't commit.
Damn.
I thought you was different.
And he like, gets away with it, quote unquote. Like he doesn't, like he just lets it happen. He never says anything because he's like in the back of his mind, he figure it's good for unit cohesion that he gives them a little bit, but it, doesn't let it get too far where they're like, oh, fuck that guy. We're back at midnight because what's he gonna do? Like,
Yeah,
there's a certain line that
it does not. It does not reveal itself in any way as insubordination. She doesn't go against your orders or anything like that.
Yeah.
She knows exactly how far to go. She's really good at it. Really good at it.
Well, like I said, she's good at manipulating people, so she knows exactly how far she can go.
Nice.
Does she come on? Does she come on to Reggie? Like, does she play with Reggie? Like, always stringing him along?
No, I mean maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, she strings Reggie along a lot because Reggie gets flustered very easily, and then he starts talking, and she loves listening to the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. Okay. So she probably. Oh God. Yeah. She probably lets on that she likes, and then that just emboldens Reggie to talk more and just dig holes even more deeper. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you keep on adding details, and at a certain point, those details you're not sure if they're really real or not. And she's like,
Yeah. Oh, did I go too far? I went too far.
So you telling me you did that with your teeth?
Yes, I did with the incisors, which are now gone. I said, nope, that's not true. I said something that wasn't true.
Okay, well, on the occasion when you guys get together and drink, she does have a personal drinking game. She takes a drink whenever Reggie tells an untruth.
Oh man, she gets hammered.
I was going to say that.
All right,
she's got good tolerance for sure.
And maybe because Tom likes to drink too, Rogers. Maybe he plays the game with her too. And they sort of key up because Reggie loves Rogers, so maybe he just keys off their egging on of him, and they do it together, so who can win. I don't even know. Is that even a competition? Can you do that? Maybe they have a game where they see how many. Well, they have a competition to see how many things they can make me say. They can make Reggie say me. They can make Reggie say.
Yeah, that can be a thing.
Yeah. I like this. This is
okay.
Good.
You remember that mission where you guys were basically Dark Matter was hired by Scylla Sardassian.
Oh no.
Yeah, to provide security detail for her guests on her show as they went to the dream world of Parallaxis. Yeah. Let's tell that story.
So Nash leans in to Reggie, and he was like, we met her after after we made that first jump, and she was gonna have Chip on the show, and he got a call later on, but you kind of played him off. She didn't even remember us. I walked up, and she's whatever TV celebrity, but I went up and introduced myself. Bento's always honest about massaging the customers and putting on a good face. She didn't even remember who I was.
I can't say I'm not surprised. I mean, these people. This is disgusting. I'm going along with all of this because it's for the benefit of Dark Matter, and Bento seems to have a hard on for these types of things right now. But man, is this humiliating for people of our skill? And now you've got to deal with this, and you not to be acknowledged is beyond inexcusable. I don't excuse it.
I mean, I can't say, I'm not surprised by it, but, I thought, we spent a couple minutes with her, she was talking to Chip. She knew who he was, I mean, it's just one of those things.
It's a power play.
Yeah, Kim, what was it like for you over there? I mean, you and Julio got to ride on the pleasure barge, as it were. What was that like?
On the pleasure barge? What are you talking about?
When we did that thing for Scylla Sardassian. Yeah, we went out to Parallax, whatever it was. Yeah. Did you want to go look at the freaking dream cows or whatever the hell they were?
Those dream chows.
Okay, let me set it up for you. This screen goes all wavy, and we jump back in time. Okay, you guys You guys Dark Matter was hired by Scylla Sardassian to provide security for her and her guests on the dream world of Parallaxis. It's a recently discovered dream world that has a really pleasant atmosphere that smells like baked cookies. It's a dimly lit forest world where there aren't many forms of life, but none of them seem to be tremendously advanced or particularly dangerous. Although, in order to make sure, they've built these pods way up into the trees where people can rent the room for a night or for the week and hang out. Let me show you what they look like.
Ooh.
Okay, so these are the tree pods of Parallaxis.
Oh, nice.
And this is actually not for an episode of the show. This is for her birthday party. She's bringing a bunch of her guests, her friends, and family, and every couple or every living group is getting a pod. She's paying for it all, but again, there is wildlife on this dream world. It is a dream world, and so there's always a chance of something unexpected happening. At the same moment, she is scouting it for a possible future location for a show episode. So it's sort of in the air as to what we can discover about this place and whether it would make a good episode. So she's going to be scouting the planet, and she feels that she may need some security detail while she's doing it. However, you also discover from Bento, as he's briefing you for the jump, that you are not going to be the only security personnel on the mission. It turns out that the entire settlement is owned by X Investments, that is one of the biggest venture capitalist companies in the world, and they're the ones who are building this settlement and own this resort. They're the developers of the resort, so they have their own security detail. It's a Hanfast Corporation, and they're pretty hard-assed. So you are security for Scylla and her guests, but you're technically have less rank than the local security provided by Hanfast mercenaries. You kind of have to do what they say if it runs into any issue.
Oh,
Nash doesn't like that at all.
No, neither does Reggie. Who are these guys?
Now, you guys can what do you think makes a better story? We all go in Scylla Sardassian's gigantic party sphere, or do you guys want to go in the Marduk and have availability of a second vehicle?
I think Nash would, because Nash's understanding of slip space is you're either here or there. If something happens in between, you're pretty much fucked. So he would not want to be a part of the party thing because of the drinking and everything else. He doesn't follow, like the social media. He's not, all of that stuff is out of his purview. So he would be a fish out of water. So, I mean, he would definitely want to take the Marduk, and then for its capabilities, for whatever reason, they needed the other ship.
They probably don't. They only let Lil Kim and Julio on the ship, so we're probably not even welcome in the party pod. But we're sure as hell running security for it.
You're not unwelcome in the party pod. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to think maybe we could get the Marduk on board and take your ship along with. Let's do that.
Ooh.
All right.
Let's do that, because her ship is fucking huge.
This is all ostentatious.
All right. So we make it out to the planet. You guys are introduced to the security team as soon as you come on board. They're really hard-assed. They're giving your pilot a hard time. They're asking for clearance and licenses, and they're looking at everybody's records. Oh, by the way, here's something I want to mention. You guys, Bento has managed to clear your names.
Oh,
you
nice.
are no longer under investigation by any state or federal authorities.
Damn.
And Somnambula has not pressed any charges.
Okay.
Hmm.
You can use your real names again.
Nice.
Okay, so as soon as you guys land and dock, and Scylla and her friends are already starting to get drunk, you can tell this is going to be like herding cats trying to keep these people together. They want to wander off and start exploring the wildlife on this planet. And that, of course, is going to be busy business for you. But first, you're introduced to somebody. Now, this is not a picture of what she looks like when she meets you, but it's the only picture that I could find. The leader of Handfast Mercs. This is Red Handfast. And she don't take no shit.
So, even though...
All right, so she's standing in front of you. She does have those shades on. She is... she looks like she's a little pissed off that there's anyone here who thinks they can do a better job of security than her team.
Well, so... I mean, Nash is squad leader, but would he leverage Little Kim in her role as face? And then, as another woman, so there's not like, a male-female, back and forth where she's like, oh, I can't do it because I'm a woman kind of thing?
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Maybe do you have like a code word for Little Kim to do her thing?
I guess so as we're all exiting, like he's maybe at the bottom of the ramp and the woman kind of like comes storming, he sees her coming and, he catches, Lil Kim's eye. She's like at the top of the ramp and she's kind of like trying to get people down and like, no, don't just leave that here. We have plays, like she's trying to like herd the cats and he looks up at her and he points, two eyes to him and then just points down to the ramp and then starts to, fade away so she can kind of come down and intercept.
Nice.
Without having to say anything. Or if they've got little, Bluetooth, things, be hostile inbound, security, you
can absolutely have little head mounted gear. It's very, very common. A lot of people, in fact, like Julio, have a full on AR rig that they wear on their head.
Sure. So he would just do that. Then he would just call her up and be like, "Hey, we've got hostile inbound from Handfast. She looks kind of pissed. This may be better coming from you than from me."
Yeah, she's looking you guys up and down, and you can tell that in her glasses she's scanning your backgrounds. She looks at Reggie and lets out kind of a laugh. And she's like, "I've heard of you.
You're welcome.
You keep it clean here. We don't need any reports that bring us bad publicity. We're looking for investors in this place. So keep your little party princess clean." You know what I mean? And she touches her nose. You know exactly what she means. Scylla Sardassian is a party hound. She has a reputation for getting wasted and doing crazy shit. Handfast doesn't want any of that happening because they are, as a matter of fact, filming promotional videos all the time. There are little drones floating around.
Yeah. Oh God! Oh God! Oh, God! Whew. You're hitting on John's hatred of popular culture. So she's addressing that to Reggie.
Yeah, she is. You are the person who she recognizes by your reputation.
Oh my God!
Nash just turns and says, "Okay, let's go."
Because Reggie just sort of drops his weapon down, and he looks at her and goes, "Oh, you want me to make sure that she stays clean? Well, I'm going to do the very best. Let me tell you something about her." Just shoulders him out of the way.
Actually, Nash just kind of arm around his shoulder, pats him on the chest, and he's like, "All right, it's fine. Boss is coming."
Yeah, little Kim comes in. She puts her shoulder in front of yours, pushes it aside. She says, "Put it back in your pants, big boy."
I will bring it back out, and
then she
walking.
She looks at Red and rolls her eyes like, "Men, what are you gonna do?"
Listen to me, Nash.
It's fine. Let Lil Kim handle it. It's fine.
I'm going to make sure that Scylla Sardassian goes batshit crazy on this.
he like, so we're walking, he's got his arm around you, he stops you, turns you, and like, you know, loosely grabs the front of your shirt and says, Bento will fucking kill you.
Well, perhaps. And Reggie produces a little vial of Zoom Zoom. Perhaps.
What the fuck is that? What are you doing?
I always have Zoom Zoom. Come on. All right,
I don't know that I know that you do Zoom Zoom.
You're right.
Scylla Sardassian comes walking up right at that moment. She sees the vial in your hand. Her eyes go wide. She smiles big at you, Reggie. She's like, oh, we are going to have some fun. I want you in my personal detail.
This massive smile comes across Reggie's face, and it just looks odd. He's got the big bushy beard and the bald, shiny head, and he looks at Nash and smiles and like, all right, game on.
Nash's head just like fucking drops. Fuck.
Right.
Well, Mr. Sardassian, we
need everybody to go to their assigned pods and, you know, shower and shave or whatever. But then the very first thing, I want you guys to report to me, because she's looking around. I've spoken to somebody who works here, and we're going to go off on the side and do a little hunting of our own. I'll tell you more later. She runs off to go tell her friends.
God damn, I hate her.
Oh, this is not going to be any fun. Why did we agree to do this? I don't understand. Fuck.
Yeah, it really is a shit job. So, you know, I'm going to do the best I can, but man, would it be funny to see this whole thing go tits up.
Look, do not give her any of whatever the fuck you have in that vial, and don't let me see that again.
I agree, and I am sorry. I did not mean to bring it along, and I certainly didn't mean to show it to her. I did not intend for her to see it. I will just say I lost it. How about that?
I lose it. Like he starts to kick into like squad leader mode.
Oh,
like,
I see. You want me to actually? Okay. All right. Yes, I will lose it.
Yeah, because I don't think Nash knows that you are addicted to anything. So
no, because it's not Zoom Zoom. It's the
nappy.
Coleman-Aprasil. Yeah. So that's not what this is. This is that same stupid little vial that he keeps of Zoom Zoom for some reason.
All right. So you guys go check into your pod. You've got a lovely little pod. 2 people per pod. And you're supposed to everybody's supposed to shower and have a snack. And then she has invited a couple special people to her pod where she says she wants to do a little hunting. Is there anything you guys want to do before that happens?
I mean, Nash would check in with the squad. Have a pull meeting. Call everybody together. Be like, Reggie and I have been called to meet with Scylla. She has some hunting she wants to do on the side. I'm going to need you guys to make sure you keep all the rest of these people in check. Make sure things don't get out of hand. The handfast people don't like us. They don't want us here. But we have a job to do. Let's do it. Be professional. All smiles.
Right, boss. You report back regular. We'll do whatever it takes to hold this side down.
All right. I assume without the ringleader, they should be pretty docile.
I see they got some sort of buffet set up. I think most of them are going to be shoving food in their face the whole time.
Yeah, they're all getting a free trip, so you bet they're going to take advantage of it.
Oh, watch out for these cameras, boss. They're all over the place.
His eyes flick up to the right, and the drone's zooming down and hovering over us, and then kind of zooms away.
There's a pretty good bet that just about anything you do has a good chance of being seen by either Handfast or the videographers who work for X Investments.
So there's a very nicely framed video of Reggie pouring a vial of Zoom Zoom down one of the space toilets.
Wow.
Reluctantly.
Pours out the Zoom Zoom.
Down the toilet. That's very important that it's down a toilet. Because maybe that is what makes it to the sewer system where the monster takes the zoom. Every time on Zoom Zoom.
Let's take you guys ahead to the launch deck. See, Scylla has rented the use of these flying bubble cars, and you can fit 6 people in a car. So there's her and her best friend, her personal assistant, both of you guys, and then one empty seat. She gets you guys in the bubble car. Her personal assistant is driving. His name is James Takashi. You have met him before. He accompanies her everywhere.
Yeah. Hello, James.
Yeah, he raises one eyebrow, looks back at his PDA.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is the kind of guy who wears like a 500 mega suit.
I get it. I do. I was just trying to be courteous, but I'll just go sit over here, I suppose.
Nash,
all right.
I was just saying, Nash steps up to like where where he's getting ready to like fly us out, like leans over him real close and like flicks the like the call button, and then like calls into like whatever their like air control would be. To be like, pod whatever. Requesting clearance to blah, 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 whatever, just to make sure everything's above board. They know that we're not like just jumping out or whatever. Like if they're renting them, assume, that they know that she has it. He just wants to, he's trying to feed into Red's thing to be like, have everything up to snuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Between you and James, you get clearance to take off. And you're given a sort of a heads-up display that shows you the safe route out of the settlement area. Now, the rest of the planet is these weird, twisted trees. They look like partly made of rock, partly made of tree. And every now and then, there seem to be manufactured elements. Like I don't know if you can see down at the bottom of this picture. Those platforms that the bubbles are hanging off of, those were pre-existing. They're part of the natural feature of this place. So it grows like giant metal crystal trees. And they turn out to be pretty easy to work with, and they contain a lot of heavy metals, which makes this place valuable as an investment as well as a resort destination. One thing we're not completely sure of is what sort of life forms exist on the rest of this planet. But we do know one thing, and it's what Scylla tells you guys as she leans forward conspiratorially. She says, I've talked to somebody who's been here a couple times before. If we go north of here, there's a field of bubble fruit. This shit is the strongest hallucinogen you have ever tried. And I'm going to get me some. Are you guys down to party?
Reggie like slow turns to Nash and tilts his head like, what the fuck have we gotten ourselves into?
James, take us north. And James fires it up, and you guys are heading north.
Well, looks like James is down to clown. Is that what they say?
Yeah, I think that's what the kids say, Reggie. He's like he's just rubbing his temples like
oh, God. There's just no way this is gonna go. This is gonna go. So it's just the 4 of us?
5 of us.
There are 5 of you. Yeah, she's got her personal assistant, her best friend.
And the 2 of us.
Yeah, whose name is Corey Jane. And Corey Jane is a sexual sim star.
How I can't even put the words together. How?
She's like, and the two women are having a great time talking about what sort of clothing would look best given this sort of lighting in the background if they were to shoot here.
Ish, I'm going to shoot someone.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. I mean, we gotta let him get the fruit, I guess, but we have to try to. And he's like talking in hushed tones, like he's got his hand over his mouth. Maybe we try to get her to wait until we get back on the ship because it'll be better in slip space. We'll give him some kind of bullshit where like maybe it amplifies the effect. Maybe we could hold her off until at least till we get out of here.
I mean, she did hire us to protect her, not to just sort of let her do whatever the Christ she wants to do.
Well, but that's how they are, right? I mean, she's going to want to do what she wants to do because she's rich and famous.
Well, maybe we phrase it in a way that's like, oh no, it's not, this is a hot zone, it's not safe to get out here. Maybe we do something along those lines.
I guess we'll see when we get there. He kind of like straightens up. What's her assistant's name?
Her assistant is James. And James is flying. And just as you guys finish this conversation, you look up at James, and there's a look of terror on his face. He hits the wheel hard, but he's not quite fast enough to turn the vehicle because just one moment.
So the question starts to form on his lips. He's like, "Hey, James," and then like everybody's like, "Whoa!"
Oh shit!
Everybody gets flipped over to one side. There is a huge crash as the vehicle is hurled toward the ground, and flying away above you, you all see this thing. It's about it's about 10 feet long. That wingspan is about 15 feet. It just knocked your vehicle down out of the sky. You bounce off one of the trees. You hit the ground. Everybody roll your health number of dice and tell me the highest one.
Health. Oh boy.
6.
Oh, I rolled double sixes. Does that do anything?
Nice.
Everybody is completely unhurt thanks to the safety harnesses of the 22nd century.
Well, that seems improbable.
However, the vehicle is a little bit fucked up.
All right.
Shit.
So, like, Nash immediately, like, unstraps. He, like, runs over to where... Wow, shit. So I guess he checks on the women first, and he's like, are you two okay? Is it nothing broken? You guys are all right?
No, I'm fine. We'll just radio back. We'll have them send out somebody to get us. But look, before we do that, we need to find this bubble fruit stuff.
Well, let's get a look. I want to talk to James, see if we can scan this area. There's these little flyers probably have scanners on them. We just want to make sure nothing else is in the area because that thing, you don't want to tangle with that. It just took out the hover car.
Did you not see the large bird thing that just knocked us out of the sky?
You know what? It just jumped out of that tree. You wouldn't have seen it either.
No, it's more of a, you seem very eager to leave the ship. Wow, we were just knocked out of the sky by a large bird thing.
James looks at you, can't think of anything to say. His lower lip starts trembling.
Oh no,
It
James.
looks like he's about to cry.
No, come here. Reggie would go and like hug him and be like, no, don't do this. We don't need this right now. You need to stay strong for your Scylla. You need to stay strong.
He's trying to hold it together because he knows if he breaks down in front of Scylla, he could lose his fucking job.
Listen to me.
Trying to suck it in.
We are going to make it. We are going. No. It is not your fault. We are going to get out of here just fine. I need you to focus, and I need you to send a message back to try to get another ship out here to get us while we try to assess the situation.
Message. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Focus.
Okay, I'll do that. All right. So he starts messing around with the dashboard, trying to figure out if he can get power to make the ship do its thing. And meanwhile, Scylla is looking at the holo map, which still is floating up there. I think that's our little area right there. It looks like it's just about 1 or 2 clicks north of here.
Did she say clicks?
So yeah, like Nash does quick mental calculations. Like, how far is that?
Does she know what a click is? Does she think like a click?
Oh yeah, it's the 20
of her heels.
It's the 22nd century, so everybody's metric, man.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right.
But is that like is that like a mile? Is that a half mile?
It's like a mile.
It's
a little bit under a mile. So yeah, so you could walk it. I mean, you're in good shape. You could walk it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so he like looks over to see how they're dressed. I mean, are they like in heels and like, or are they dressed for a jaunt through the woods?
Actually, yeah, they put on expensive, but very durable outdoor hiking gear because she knew exactly where she was going.
Okay, all right.
She seems pretty resourceful.
She's accustomed to getting and doing exactly what she wants at all times.
I feel like
At this moment she's coming over to pull you on the shoulder, and her friend has already opened the side door. She's like, "Look, they're going to come find us, and I want to be loaded up before that happens."
Can't you just wait until we go and check the area? It is our jobs, for God's sakes.
She puts her hands on her hips. She's like, "Look, I came here to get some fucking bubble fruit, and your job is to protect me while I do it. So protect me." And she turns around and walks out the door.
I mean, is there any logic? Any logic?
Her friend looks at you and gives you a look like, "Yeah," and she follows her out.
Oh, and Reggie will actually run out. He'll get his weapon ready and just kind of run out and
Nash
follow them out.
stands. Yeah, he stands for another moment or two, like fists clenching and unclenching.
How the hell is this something that Heshia wants for dark matter?
You're mumbling to yourself. I put a hand on James's shoulder as he's still kind of like, and I'm like,
Poor James.
Look, call in, see if you can get power to this thing. Give them a call. Tell them where we are. Run some scans, please. Here's my node number. Call me if you find anything. We will be back as fast as we can because clearly they are already. Fuck, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's on.
Right on. Right
So
on.
he.
Okay. So off you guys go. It is misty. Oh, and I'm sure that you have your slip suits on. Yeah.
Of course, yes, of course.
Would we need them? Like, if it's a good atmosphere, would we have brought
No,
them?
the atmosphere is breathable, but your slip suit provides a lot of other shit like radio and medical and
Yeah.
servo mechanisms, right?
Probably, right?
It can enhance your strength and endurance.
Oh yeah. We got it.
That would be the professional thing to do, probably.
Okay. So you guys can easily lead the way. You're walking for about 20 minutes. Who takes point and who's in back?
I assume Nash probably takes point.
Yeah, Reggie would definitely be in back, like sort of. He's overwatching everything, so he's not necessarily looking at the three of them walking. He's checking the sides. He's looking at potential areas where something could jump out, and he's just being as aware as possible.
Okay, so after you move forward for about 20 minutes, up ahead you see a glow, a greenish, yellowish glow. The plants in this area, they're sort of fungus growing on the base of these gigantic metal trees. And they have big round bulbs on them, like smaller than a baseball, about the size of a tennis ball. Yeah. And they're bright yellow like a tennis ball, but they glow from within. You can see a couple hundred of these fruit on various plants around here. She's like, "The bubble fruit, that's it. I'm not sure how much to take." We're going to have to figure that one out, aren't we?
Jesus, maybe you should wait till you're back on the ship. So harvest whatever you need to do, but maybe you shouldn't take any while we're still out here in the open.
Oh, this is for the party tonight.
Okay.
No, don't worry about that. I'm responsible, she says as she walks right out into the field.
You are very responsible. I hold on, let me just be responsible with you. And Reggie would like go off with her.
Okay, and that's a good call because just as you guys are stepping into the field, a vine pops up out of the ground like really fast. It's like metal. It's a growing root of metal comes up out of the ground and nearly hits you in the face. You dodge it. But you're like, okay, that happens here.
Yeah, we've established there are metal vines reaching out at all times.
Like Nash is looking. So after that happens, and he kind of like jumps to the right, and he's like, "All right, watch those." He kind of like looks at the ground to see if it looks different at all from anywhere else. Kind of like see if he could plot a course.
Good. I'm going to call this a survival roll for you.
All right.
I'm going to give you a -1 though because you're on an alien planet.
All right. And it's brains, right?
Yeah, it's brains plus survival skill -1.
All right.
You would like to beat a 4.
Oh, I got a 2.
Oh, all right. I need you to make a grace roll for me. You're trying to beat a 4 because just as you were looking for one of them popped up right under you.
Can I lucid dream here?
Fuck.
You sure as hell can.
Okay.
I got a 3. So Nash is like looking around and he kind of like looks behind him and then another one just whatever happens. Unless my stealth works, that gives me a 4.
Okay. You actually have been thrown off your feet and onto your ass. It came up right under your foot, so it flipped you into the air. You land on your ass. You have now, though, pulled a muscle. You are -1 grace.
All right.
Shit.
He's like, oh, fuck. Ah, shit. And he, like, tries to roll over, and he, like, rolls to his front. And it's like, oh, fuck. And then he, like, spins back around and then kind of, like, puts his feet up under him and stands straight up so he doesn't get stabbed in the face.
All right. Now, you were not able to notice anything that allows you to tell where a vine is going to pop up. But because you do have the servo mechanisms in the suit, despite the fact of being at 1 grace, you have no problem standing up again, and it can sort of compensate for the hurt muscle.
Right.
You can also the gravity here is just a little bit lighter than Earth, so you can use the servos in the legs to jump pretty far, maybe like 12 feet.
Okay. Does the when the vines come up, do they stay up? Like they've grown a new.
Yeah, it's like it looks more like metal than wood, and it goes chung, 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 and then it's like sticking up out of the ground. And you look around, you see lots of these things sticking up out of the ground, and they're all surrounding this area where the bubble fruit grows.
All right. Is there anything like loose? So what he would like to do, like he casts around to see if he can find like a boulder with the enhanced strength from the suit. He wants to just roll one like through the field to kind of like clear a path. You know, thinking like in military terms, if there's like mines here, we're just gonna fucking blow all these up.
That's good. Yeah, there actually are large, and some of them are kind of, I wouldn't say spherical, but more like a cylindrical pieces of branch or metal branch that have gotten too heavy and fallen off the tree and shattered when they hit the ground. Okay. So you can find large, roundish, heavy objects.
All right, so he would just do that and be like, Reggie, help me grab this. You just wait here for a minute. We're gonna clear a path so you can, get your stuff.
By the way, one experience point for you, Nash.
Okay. So he grabs. He's like, "Are we gonna grab that piece of log or whatever? Just help me. We're gonna roll it. Let's clear a path here."
Wait, before you go ahead, let me do this. So what is it? It's a boulder? It's a boulder.
Yeah, it's effectively a boulder. You might call it a part of a broken column. It's actually like a metal branch that fell to the ground and shattered into bits. So imagine like a Roman temple, the pillars fell and broke into sections.
Okay. All right.
You having a thought?
Yes, I'm having a thought. I'd like to say, this is great that we're going to trigger these things, but perhaps I can make it so this column unravels, thereby making a stone walkway right through the thicket so that we can just walk right up to it rather than trying to trek through all of the damage that this will cause. Does that sound like something?
And he looks at you and he like cocks his head and he's like, what the fuck are... Oh, Dream World. Fucking Dream World.
Yeah, I can do that. Or I just need a few moments. You have to just bear with me while I just... Wait a minute. Where did they go? Where did the two of them just go?
They pop up right behind you. Scylla has got her hands on Reggie's shoulders. Corey has got her hands on Nash's shoulders, and they're totally fucking teasing and flirting with you and going, "Will you help us get some bubble fruits?"
I promise you will get some bubble fruit if you just stay here.
She's rubbing the top of your head.
That's nice. Thank you. But I'm going to need you to just stay here. Let me concentrate for a moment. I'm going to try to make this a little bit easier for us all.
And Nash just, kind of like turns and he's like, "You give him a minute. This is going to be kind of, I have to admit, this is going to be kind of cool. But you got to be quiet and kind of let him do his thing."
Jesus. And I'm going to try to make it so that when we roll it, it just unrolls. It's like we're unrolling, what the hell's that shit?
Like a rug?
You mean like a red carpet kind of thing?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, you got to make it red. When it unrolls, it's fucking red.
That is beautiful. I'm good. Yes. As we roll it, it unrolls into a red carpet, thereby making it just so much better for them. And maybe some of these jutting spikes, I can sort of make them look like photographers that are snapping pictures of them as they go get their whatevers. Yes. I'm going to try my best to make this something that you can be happy, be thrilled with. Blood starts coming out of his ears.
All right, boy. Here we go. This is a stability 5 world.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. And I rolled a 6. You need to beat 6.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Well, let me just remind myself here. My psyche is 4, so I'm rolling 4 die. My lucid dreaming is at +2. High is +2.
That's right? It. Yep.
I did. I got 2 6s. Yes.
Nice. All right. Control is yours. You tell me what happens.
Reggie.
And an experience point for Reggie.
I'll take it. Baby.
Remember, in this version of the game, you can spend experience points as drama points anytime you want a +1 or to make something easier.
Okay, very cool. So nice. Okay, now I get it. Now I get the drama point thing. Right. So now I'm sitting. Basically, I have a drama point in the form of XP. Okay, yes. I like it. All right. So Reggie he's doing the thing, and then he's ready, and he looks at Nash. He goes, "Okay, we're ready." And then just heave the stone column, and as it begins to roll, it just sort of comes apart, and it's still stone, but from the ground, as it unravels and becomes smaller, it's just this luscious, beautiful, red, velvety carpet, and it just rolls and rolls and rolls, and then as it passes by some of these vines that are jutting up, the vines just slowly turn into these, and they don't look exactly like it, but like there are these, like the metal sort of forms this humanoid form, and then like right where the head probably would be, there's just it catches the sun. He makes like the sun catch it, so it looks like flashing lights, and it's like the red carpet. There it is. The red carpet is ready, and it just goes right up to the weird buggy things, and they can just go right there. But Reggie would walk with them.
Yeah, Nash goes out and puts his fist out for the bump, and he's like, "You did good. You did good."
I'm trying to. It's practical. Okay. It's practical.
So Reggie's just concentrating. It rolls out. These metal things turn into humanoid forms. They look like adoring worshipers.
That are terrifying.
The carpet, by the way, triggers a whole bunch of these roots that shoot up sort of off to the side, but it produces a clear area all the way from here to where the bubble fruits are. Now, Corey, who is hanging on Nash's shoulders, grips him tightly. Her eyes go totally wide. She cannot believe what she's seeing. Scylla, on the other hand, lets go of Reggie, takes a step backward, says, "You did not," and wets herself.
Oh no.
you see this wet stain spreading from her crotch as she's standing there, just completely catatonic.
Oh shit. Nash, you might have to. We're gonna have to bury this, I think. But all right, we should probably snap her out of this.
So I get like, so as Nash, so she's around me, right? So like as Nash goes to turn, does she let go? Does she like turn me around so we're face to face? Like, what's my?
She lets go. She looks at the carpet. She looks at Reggie. She's got this huge shit-eating grin on her face as she hits you. She's like, "What?
I told you to be good." And then, like
your
Reggie,
friend is a wizard.
No. We call him Mr. Wizard sometimes.
Do you? Well, okay.
She's like, you guys are the best. She kisses you on the cheek, Nash, and she goes over to Reggie. She kisses you as well, and she goes scampering right down the path to the bubble fruit.
Oh, right. That doesn't mean...
Go.
I'm on it. You deal with her. She's, mental. I don't know. Reggie bounds off down the red carpet.
So, like, Nash, comes up to her and he's like, Miss Sardassian? He's kind of like that, like sideways, kind of like leaning in. Are you okay there? And he kind of like waves his hands in front of her eyes, see if there's any reaction.
She's kind of mumbling. She's repeating, no.
So he like steps in close to her, kind of puts an arm around on her shoulder, like real light, and kind of like turns her away so she can't see it anymore. And he's like, "Oh no, it's okay." And he's kind of like, rubbing her back. He's like, "It's weird the first time you see it happen, but these dream worlds, they get kind of crazy. Hey, it's fine, don't worry about it. Everything is okay." And he's just kind of like steering her away.
Do you have a psychology skill?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. That sounds like I'm thinking in this particular moment, it's a charm roll plus psychology skill. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Okay, well, it's still 2 dice, so I got a 7.
Nice.
Okay. If you stay with her and keep talking to her for a few minutes, you're confident that you can bring her back down. She's responding to you. She's not totally whacked out.
Okay. Yeah. So he just like he brings her over. We kind of sit down on the ground, and I'm like, everything is good. It's fine. He sits across from her. He like takes his hand in her hand. He's like, kind of like patting her hand. He's like, everything's fine. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna go back to the ship. Everything's good. We're gonna have, good tonight. Nice party. We're gonna, looking around. Everything's cool. It's nice. Look at the, it's beautiful here. Like he's just trying to like take her mind off of what's just what happened.
Right, which means it's probably the worst possible timing for James to come walking up behind you.
Oh shit!
And he says, Mr. Nash. I can't get the radio working.
And he's like, kind of like, across the throat, like he kind of turns from her a little bit, and he's like,
he looks at her, he looks at you, and he just kind of like steps back, and he kind of whispers to you, "Just wanted to let you know.
You just have a seat. Don't go anywhere. There's some weird vine things. Just I want you to stay right here.
Just because like we're gonna have to walk back.
That's yep. So just sit here with her. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Don't touch anything. I know I can trust you. You seem like a man who is on top of all of his shit. I know you're good, right? You're good. Just sit here. Right back. Like gives him a thumbs up. Be right back. And he starts to move to where Reggie is. And then he's like, "Oh, right. Beep, beep." And he like touches the thing in his ear. Do we have a signal out here?
Yeah, you do.
So he's like, "Little Kim, you there?"
Oh, back home.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's moving towards Reggie. I could just talk to Reggie.
Yeah, you know what? I need to look up the range on your suit. I should probably know this, but I don't.
Well, I'm thinking we have the earbuds, even if the suit doesn't do it, right? But I don't know what the range is like on the Secret Service.
Yeah, up to 100 kilometers. So yes, you can get Locam on the line. Boss, things are getting kind of tense over here. We lost the signal of your pod, apparently. The handfast people are preparing to come out and search and rescue.
That is not terrible. Although I hate to have them come back and get us because there was a winged beast that knocked the flyer down. The assistant James is trying to raise you guys on the radio, but apparently the power's knocked out. We are out in the woods. I have the entire party together. We are currently safe. Is it possible to... No, we don't have enough room. Shit. You can't bring the Marduk out. All right.
All right. Well, she's saying, look, I'm going to have to tell them something. Should I give them your location?
He looks over to Reggie because I'm still 20, 30 yards away. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the distance is. I assume
because we went bounding off down the thing. I'm assuming that we're down towards where these little drug balls are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would prefer if you could grab a flyer and come and get us. I think that will be much better because we are probably somewhere where we shouldn't be. And I don't want to have to explain that.
Roger that, Captain.
All right.
And she cuts out.
So he continues walking over to...
okay, now... yeah, Corey, by the way, has already pulled a couple of these fruits off of the tree.
That one looks ripe.
Yeah, and it leaks this sort of yellowish juice down the tree. And she's like, these things smell good. It's like cookies.
Maybe you should hold off. No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm good. I'm just hold off. Here, take this bag.
She's putting a few of them in the bag. Yeah.
So Nash comes up and he's like, Reggie, a word?
They're squishy, by the way. They have like the consistency of a large boba.
Fett?
Like Jello.
Oh.
Yeah, like a ball
boba
of
tea.
Yeah, like boba tea, like Jello, like a ball of Jello the size of a tennis ball.
Got it.
So he leans in and he's like, yeah, James couldn't get the power up. I called Lil Kim. She's coming out with a flyer. The other folks are getting a little antsy since the signal went out, but she's gonna come pick us up. She's keyed onto my location, so we're just gonna stay here and we're gonna wait for her to come out.
Yes, under no circumstances. What the hell was the name of them again?
Handfast.
The handfast mercenaries.
Handfast to come out and get us. There is no way that's going to go well.
Yeah, no. We're probably not supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh, yes, I was thinking more or less because I just can't stand them.
Well, there's that. I don't disagree, but we need to keep this completely on the down low.
Yes. No, that's a good call.
You know what? She's got all these fruits and they're in the bag, and you guys have had a chance to look around. And Reggie, you discover something. There is like a tunnel leading down underneath the tree, and upon closer examination, you're pretty sure these are tracks. Some sort of creature that walked through here and down into that tunnel.
Okay. So Reggie's he's trying not to be alarming. Okay, and what's her name again?
Corey.
Okay, Corey. I think that's good, and I think we can probably start heading back. Yes.
By the way, because you discovered something, I'm going to take a drama token, which I can use against you at any time.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
What's up?
Yeah, she's got him. She's like, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. And I'll just give, without using words, I'll use our, obviously we have hand signals, just to kind of like draw your attention to where these tracks are and the hole, and just kind of like, okay, we've got to go.
Very good, very good. Let's police them up and head back to the other flyer. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you guys turn around, start heading back to the flyer. Scylla is kind of okay now. She's still a little bit dazed, a little bit freaked out because she has taken a lot of drugs, but she's completely sober right now, and she cannot really comprehend what she just saw. But she's kind of putting it behind her and calming down. James is right with her. You guys turn around and walk back to the flyer. When you hear a loud screaming sound behind you, accompanied by a second loud screaming sound.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Well, you guys may want to turn.
Definitely.
But everybody else in the group turns around.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, you see something.
No. Why? Oh, I picked this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking ape with spines and big claws. Like, it's just not a good.
There's two of them, and they both appear female. These are the Screaming Sisters.
No, fuck me.
And you have just stolen food from their territory. They've come out of the tunnel and they're screaming at you. They look like they can jump real far. They're about 7 feet tall. I think it's time to go into action frame.
Fuck. God damn it.
All right. The closest people to the Screaming Sisters is Corey and Reggie. So they are hurling themselves at you guys.
I put Corey myself between them and immediately, like, just even if I have to, I probably wouldn't shove her out of the way because that would put her in harm's way. Yeah, I'd put myself between her and them and just raise my gun up and just start opening fire.
I'm sure you've got the gun in hand already. So.
Oh yeah. It was in my hands at the ready, like just being here.
Okay. Screaming Sister. Okay, so we're all rolling. Screaming Sister number 1 gets a 5. Screaming Sister number 2 also gets a 5. Let's see you roll with that gun.
Can I? Am I still? I have my current written up as a 2. So is that still the same? That was from getting. It's like we haven't like healed up at all, have we?
Well, it's been months.
You know what? Yeah, I'll let you have healed up, sure, because there's a medical bay and it just takes a day.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna fix that then. All right, good. Thank the slip space god. All right, so I'm gonna roll my grace.
Okay, yes, this is a grace roll plus your firearms skill plus 1 for the gun itself.
Damn.
You want to beat 5.
My Little Pony.
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to tell you. Remember, you have a drama token.
I do. Yes, I did though. My Little Pony dice be praised. Rolled a 6, plus 2 plus 1, 9.
Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. You threw an extra plus 1 on there, right? I don't know what that was for, but
because you got the training. It's for the gun.
Oh,
plus 2 for your firearms, plus 1 for the gun. I was
under the impression that was the reward for this mission, but I am with you.
No, that was a perk. You were armed prior to the mission.
Beautiful. Yes. Right.
Okay. So guess what? That is an experience point for you. In fact, I'm going to call it 2 experience points for you because I'm pretty sure what you're going to say when I give you narrative control, and you tell me how that shot comes off.
So the Screaming Sisters are feral in nature. And they've leapt, in such a way that they didn't really plan out how. I mean, how would they? They're creatures of primal. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? They're creatures of habit, primal habit. So they've jumped in a way where they've sort of aligned themselves front to back, and I take aim and I go, oh, thank you very much, and I pop off a couple of shots that will probably I'm probably aiming at their neck or like just right in the that region, and I don't know damage wise what happens, but it just goes right through one, right through the other, and
finish it.
That's absolutely what happens. Their throats explode with black blood and they fall to the ground.
Yes, so it's just and there's just this explosion and they just fall lifelessly to the ground.
That's 2 experience points for you.
Jesus.
That Nash spins, gun at the ready, and like they both just sort of fucking slam into the ground, and he's like, nice shot.
And at the sound of his shots echoing off all the trees, you see a whole bunch of flying creatures, big and small, take off in all directions. Some of them as big as your ship.
Damn it.
God, I hope one of those doesn't hit little Kim.
Yes, I hope one doesn't hit her either. Oh, damn. Well, I think that was lucky. I think we should probably, I don't even know, we should head back to the ship at least. At least we can get cover.
Yeah, and we're walking, and we're walking.
We're walking.
He checks to make sure everybody's okay. Nobody bolted. Nobody's like rooted in place.
Okay. I'm making a roll off camera.
Damn, those are vicious looking things. That is amazing.
I just spent a drama token, and little Kim has not managed to find you yet.
Son of a bitch.
You guys moved a little bit, and she's having trouble locating your original signal.
And so, he like.
By the way, and after you've been here for about 20 minutes, it was really quiet, right? And then the screaming sisters arrive. Reggie blows them both away. Now there's a lot of sound. The creatures in the trees are making all sorts of weird groaning and chirping noises. And you think you hear more of the screaming noises coming from down below the tree.
I love the Screaming Sisters. I am so into the Screaming Sisters right now. They're so awesome. There's more Screaming Sisters. I've coined the term.
All right, well, then we should continue to move back to the other ship. Let's go, everybody.
Let's go.
Corey, get up here a little bit. Yeah, don't be back there.
Now, the ladies and James, they've got hiking gear, but they don't have slip suits. So you guys are going to kind of have to use some grace and some might to pull them along and try to move this group as fast as you can. Are you heading back toward the settlement?
Towards our ship. To where the ship that's
You're going to hang out where the ship was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he'll jump back on the comm and be like, look, we're inbound to our original location where the ship is down. Please lock on to this GPS signal.
And Reggie would actually get into the pilot seat and try to see if he can fix what James couldn't.
All right. You hear little Kim coming back over the microphone, but her signal is kind of messed up. She's like, motherfuck, right out of fucking air. Where the hell did that come from?
Oh, no.
Fuck. Are you okay? Is your ship down?
Down. Nobody hurt.
Oh,
motherfuck.
God damn it. This is a fucking shit show.
Oh, these fucking celebrities and their bullshit. Okay.
Right, everybody in. I mean, if we're back to the ship, we're like, all right, everybody in, close the doors. Reggie, let's see if we can't fucking get this thing moving.
Reggie goes underneath and he rips out like a board from underneath and he starts fucking with the wiring.
I have +1 electronics, so can I assist?
Oh God! How about you just do it?
You absolutely need to do it.
I was sort of relying on like my piloting and slip dynamics to maybe I could parlay that into I have +2 in both, but like a -1 to like I have a general knowledge of the whole thing.
Well, I think based on what I said earlier, this is actually an electrical problem.
Right.
Oh yeah, so you know electricals. Yeah, come on in here. Come on.
Yeah, I grab you by your feet and I pull you out, and like the board comes down with you. I'm like, just leave that. Let me fucking get it.
I was going off of instinct. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, I appreciate it. It's good, right? Here, look. I'm gonna fuck with this thing. This is what I want you to do. Do your fucking mojo, whatever. Maybe you can pinpoint little Kim, and when I fix this thing, we'll fucking go pick her up, right? You can do that with your fucking brains, right?
I should definitely be able to do that. He looks sure and unsure at the same time.
He's like a dog that just got yelled at. It's like, I know what I did good, right?
I don't know what I did.
I will do the thing, and Reggie gets down in like a meditative.
What are you trying to make happen?
I'm trying to make it obvious where Lil Kim is.
So like my head canon, like you sit down and you think about it, right? And you're like doing whatever thing is that you do, and like little fucking like lights, like flowers grow with like lights in a trail, or
why don't I just
just a minute, Reggie?
Yep.
Did I give Reggie an experience point when you did the carpet? I don't think I did.
I think
you should have 3 right now total.
Okay, so 3 total. Yeah, then I think you did because I had 1. So right, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I think Reggie would listen to that. That makes a lot of sense. But I think what I'm going to try to do is just make her be here.
Right on.
I will just bring her to us.
All right.
Nash is like, hey, whatever, just do something. I think I got it. You're like,
this is the stability 5 world. Okay, you got to beat 5.
Okay, 4 dice +2. Come on. My little pony, 6, 7, 8.
Reggie's face turns red. His brow is like wrinkled.
Rough. Come to me, little Kim. I wish I knew little Kim lyrics so I could say them.
Okay. There's like beads of sweat pouring down Reggie's face, and suddenly you feel a slap across your head. You open your eyes and look up. Little Kim is standing in front of you.
I imagine that like I didn't account for what that would do to somebody who is a person in slip space. So like what kind of it must have some sort of an effect, like maybe like her whole body's like shaking. Like,
okay,
her hair is sticking straight up.
Yeah.
I am ruling here that you have talked about lucid dreaming before. She knows you can do this kind of shit, which is why it doesn't totally faze her, and she smacks your head, and then she goes, that was really nice of you, but you left Duke back at the ship.
Yeah, what?
and then Nash is like, I got it, and you're like, oh, this thing. So I got a 6 total on my electronics.
Okay, but that's an experience point for you if I didn't say it.
All right.
Reggie.
Nice.
That's for Reggie.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah, for the lucid dream roll.
So I like climb out from underneath the thing, and I'm like, Kim?
I brought her along, but Duke's still out there. But
Wait, what? Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't think to even ask.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, Nash, you have been working on the ship. Let's see that electronics roll.
I got a 6 total.
Wow. Yeah, you have managed to fix it just a little bit after Kim appears, and she's like sort of chiding Reggie because now Duke's back at the ship trying to figure out where the hell I went.
Oh no, I deserve this.
And then she sees the screaming sister bodies on the path. She's like, what the fuck?
Yep. You hear that? You hear the other ones? They're
coming. You now hear screaming from below ground. There's something happening that's different, though. You hear a scream that's much lower and larger.
Oh, shit.
The ground begins trembling. You kind of have the thought that if those were the sisters, I think you're hearing the mother. The mother's coming.
Or it's the bellowing brother.
Don't be sexist.
True.
What would it be to fly this thing out of here? Because my first thought would be to throw James like bodily into the chair, but he crashed just once.
I have piloting 2.
James has piloting 1.
Piloting air and space. Yeah, I have piloting air space 2.
Reggie should have been the one flying the whole fucking time.
Yeah, you know what? Right, why don't you get out of the way, Nash? Just get the hell out and let me get in there, and then and punch it, and he just punches it. Yeah.
All right, make that roll for me.
Here's where we'll start going bad. That is grace, right? So grace
plus piloting.
Plus piloting is +2.
Yeah, and it's an easy maneuver.
4 is my highest, so 6 total.
Yeah, you did it. Plus, you get an experience point because you did it with such style and grace that you get to tell me exactly how it looks.
Okay. Reggie.
It's a yes. It's a yes and. So if you can tell me what the and is.
Okay. The and is I blast it out of where we are, and I very, very quickly am trying to maneuver through whatever the hell is in front of us. And the and is that we get to a point where we can sort of see where Duke is or where the other ship is.
Nice.
So I'm able to see that. Well, that's the and, is that I'm able to locate him, not necessarily get to him.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so off you go, flying in that direction. You can also see by the time you get to Duke's ship, because he got like maybe halfway here, you can see that back at the settlement, you can see the launch platform back at the settlement, and a hovercraft is just lifting off from the platform down there. So it looks like the people from Handfast finally got their rescue team together.
Oh, shit. All right. Oh, God. Nash, we don't want them involved. We don't want them to... Let's get it here. Let's get Duke and get the hell out of here. I'll try to be stealthy.
Yeah. Go throw that shit in hover. We'll get them up. Let's get them out of here.
All right. So the question is: are you attempting to fly a route that prevents you from being seen?
Yeah, I want to try. Once we get Duke, I want to try to be sort of sneaky about it and take a way where they're not going to be able to see us, so that they just kind of like go out to like an empty ship and whatnot, and we get to arrive back at the launch pad, and they're still out there looking for us, and we can be like, "Oh no, we're fine. We got back, handled."
Okay, I also want you to do a brains roll for me.
Oh, I will do a brains roll. Oh gosh. Okay.
Tell me your highest.
My highest is a 4, and I got no brains. Brain skills.
Yeah, let's shut off the beacon so they can't get a geo signal on you.
Okay, I'm gonna shut off the beacon, and then I reach down below the console where it is, and I just rip out the module that sort of connects it. And there's just like these sparks that go off. That's probably fine.
Fix that. What the fuck?
It's probably it's just a location. It's fine. It's probably fine.
All right, now the GPS is completely fucked up. And Reggie, now we need that piloting roll. You want to avoid being seen.
Yes.
So that's difficult. You want to beat a 4.
Oh God, come on. 5 is my highest. So 2. Well, I beat it with the 5, but so 7.
Okay, so that's a yes. You just narrowly avoid being seen. You think they're onto you for a moment, but then they go the other way.
They are very good. Whoever's piloting that ship is very good. But I'm better.
But you're better.
You're not as good as you.
You make it back to the settlement. Now, Scylla has regained her composure. Corey has been like showing her all the bubble fruits that she got, and the two girls are now really excited. They give you both a big kiss, and they say, "Okay, now listen. There's going to be an official dinner party, and we all have to act on the up and up. But as soon as my parents are gone, you guys come to my room. It's going to be invitation only. We're going to check out these bubble fruits. You are personally invited to the party. Thank you so much. You made my birthday."
I don't know if what we did was the right thing.
They kiss both of you, and they bound off down the platform.
I don't
know what just happened.
I think we have to go, right? We have to go to make sure that things don't get out of hand.
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to go, but I mean, we just enabled.
I know.
Okay, we're just gonna.
This is what we're being paid for now.
It is. That's true. If she has a good time and everything goes well, then Bento will be happy, and it will probably lead to more missions like this.
Hopefully not this one. I don't. This is not.
I mean, this doesn't help anyone, right? This doesn't help anyone but Bento.
It's not good for my blood pressure. I can tell you that.
Oh God, no.
I mean, I can't drink anymore, so I don't. I mean, I have to deal with all this shit now.
And I have to be honest with you, I don't think I'm supposed to be trying to lucid dream this much at one time.
You got a little blood on your.
Oh shit! Yeah.
His nose is bleeding just a little bit.
All the orifices will start to bleed. That's what I've read. All right, so yeah, we have to go there. But I mean, it's pretty sweet that we were able to get out there and back, and then the stupid whatever they're called, the hand of God or whatever it is.
Shit! I'm gonna have to fucking call them. God damn it! They're gonna be out there all fucking night.
Oh,
Kim, did you tell them that you were going? I don't understand why'd they fucking scramble.
Yeah, actually, you don't have to worry too much about that because the door at the other end of the platform opens up, and out comes Vivian, red handfast. She's just kind of looking at you guys.
Look him.
So he looks at little Kim and he shrugs and he's like, "You want me to?"
Oh shit! Yeah, you go ahead.
I don't. I mean, I didn't want to.
I'm gonna watch you struggle with it. That's good shit.
Okay, she takes a deep breath and she walks up to Nash. Captain Nash.
Yes, Miss Handfast.
I assume you understand that Dark Matter Inc. will be held responsible for the cost of repair. I don't know what you guys think you're playing out here, but these vehicles belong to X Investments, not Silicard. My job is to make sure all this equipment remains safe, and you just damaged a 34 megabuck vehicle.
I fixed it in the field. We got it back in the air. We came back. Everything's is fine. I mean, it might need a little buff. Look, you know how these celebrities are. We are doing the best that we can. We want to make sure that everybody's safe, that everybody comes home okay. We're doing the best we can. You know, they're little. You know, you've seen the show probably. I guess I don't know. I don't watch that shit, but you know,
she doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, so she touches a button on her headset and she says, "August, Brenner, they're back at base. Circle around. Come on back."
Oh, you sent someone out to help us. That's very sweet of you.
I told little Kim.
She's about to say something to Reggie when Nash interrupts.
Yeah, no.
You see her open her mouth and that finger comes up.
Oh shit!
I thought finger. Kim had told you that she was coming to get us. We had everything under control. We were sitting tight. We didn't want to lose anybody.
You see Kim and she's like suddenly shaking her head like that.
Communication must have been big. We had a bad signal in the field. Maybe she misunderstood. It's fine. Everything is fine. I will personally let Bento know that we had a little bit of an incident. And that things are okay, and I'll have Julio take a look at the hover car and make sure that everything is up to snuff. He's got the thing on his head. You know, he's good with electronics, so I'm sure we can get that taken care of.
Yeah, she seems completely nonplussed, and she pulls up her PDA and she swipes an icon over to yours.
I pull it out, look at it.
That's a damage report. I'll expect that filed within 1 hour. Keep your people under control. And she pokes you in the chest and she says, "I don't like you. I'll be happy when you guys are gone." And she turns around and leaves the platform.
Nash started to say something, and then
all right,
this is probably not. Okay, yeah, this is it is like his internal monologue.
We're standing there, and Lil Kim's behind us, and like both our body languages go, and then just her strong ass hands just come down on the shoulders. Like, don't say anything.
All right, I'm refilling. I will be right back.
Well, that went well, huh?
I think that went pretty good. I mean, I had a couple of zingers I wanted to throw at her, but I guess Lil Kim is probably right. We should probably just not say anything when we own so hard and they have nothing on us. I love it.
I assume she just like shakes her head and is like, you guys, fucking take it easy. Like we're only here one more night.
Yeah, one more night. I wonder what could go wrong with one more night.
Well, I guess we'll find out later, huh?
With drugged up, overindulged teenagers or whatever the Christ.
Yeah, I don't fuck. Kim, so we're gonna play chaperone tonight. I mean, can you guys just make sure that like nobody gets too rowdy? Like I know there's a lot of other people, but like she's the ringleader. Like I feel if we can keep her kind of under wraps, maybe this won't be too bad.
I'll do what I can.
That's all I can ask.
Okay, so so Duke and Kim are with you. Tom and Julio are somewhere.
Out mingling, making sure that so he's like he holds up his PDA and kind of like shakes and he's like, well, I've got some paperwork to fill out.
All right. We'll see you guys at the banquet. I think you have about 1 hour.
Shit. All right. So
who's with them now? Like we maybe Tom and Julio are with them now. Like it's their shift till the party or something.
Tom and Julio are probably in the area of the settlement where the guests are staying. They might be like hanging out in the hallways, just doing regular security details.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you guys got an hour to blow, and there's not really much to do except fill out that damage report.
Okay.
However, I do want to know one thing. Are you gonna explain about the wildlife that you met out there? Because from what you had been told, there was no dangerous wildlife on this planet.
Who told us that? Bento?
Bento, as far as he knew, yeah. I mean, Exit Veterans has already spent, millions of dollars setting up a resort destination here, where, according to Bento, there was no hostile life forms.
So we're sitting on a bit of info here, Reggie. Like, you think we should?
I know what you're thinking, but I mean, they were only hostile when we tried to steal their food. Do you think maybe no one thinks there's any hostile life forms on this planet because no one's ever bothered them before?
Yeah, but if more and more people come here, the chances are that you're going to get more people that, to go out there like, oh, look at that shiny stuff. We should go down there and go take a look. And then,
I really hate to even suggest this, but perhaps an olive branch out to the Handfast or whatever, giving them a heads up.
Well, see, I was thinking we can maybe try to leverage that now with her. Or maybe we let Bento know and let Bento handle it on the back end. I feel like this information could help us like right now.
That's a good point, because maybe she won't be as receptive to it coming from us.
I don't know. I mean, we could approach her at the banquet. I mean, she'll at least have to be civil.
Should you do it or little Kim do it?
By
the way, speaking of little Kim, has anyone ever thought of this whole thing like Lil Kim, Tiny Kim, Tiny Tim?
What? Reggie, are you having a stroke?
What was that?
Do you smell oranges right now?
Yes.
Look at me here. Look at here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was lost in thought about something. Sometimes when you do the lucid dreaming, some things occur to you that probably don't make much sense to anyone else except for you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Inflatable taco.
I forgot about the inflatable taco. Who said that? Okay, you know what? I think I need to step back from this for a moment. I have to center myself.
Look, why don't you grab a shower? Let me file this fucking paperwork. I got to handle this crap because I got like 45 minutes left before she's up my ass.
Yeah, you don't want her up her own. Never mind.
Okay, so will the damage report include the flying creature that knocked you out of the sky, and more importantly, will it include the screaming sisters?
It will include the flying creatures. I assume that's probably a known quantity by Handfast, because I'm sure they've got all the drones. They've seen things flying around, and that's why they have like approved flight paths, and we just happen to be unlucky. Mm-hmm. Out of character, John, what do you think? Like, I kind of want to play this up to her, but yeah. I don't know if it would be better for Bento to do it.
I think it probably makes a lot of sense for us to do it now.
Okay.
Rather than pass it to Bento and have it come out whenever he thinks it should be. Like, we should just... I think, that's what Reggie would counsel. Like, we can use this to sort of smooth things over.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll let Bento know about those flying things. I'm sure they've probably got footage on that anyway. The hover vehicles cameras are probably going to pick that thing up. So we can explain that away fairly easily. I don't think Dark Matter will have a problem, picking up for the damage on that.
No. We should. The damage, though. I mean, it's not like we did anything wrong.
No,
we were attacked, and we made it back with 1 out of 2 ships intact. Well, no,
they'll grab the other one. I mean, again, the camera is going to show the whatever the fuck that thing is.
Yeah, I mean, are you saying that we should just take the hit of the damages?
To keep things smooth, I'm sure Bento will probably just pay it. It's probably not that much anyway.
It'll probably mean a lot coming from you as that being the recommendation, sure.
All right. Yeah, there are almost certainly some sort of insurance riders on the contract between them and Bento.
You should definitely put in there that also that the GPS on that ship that we were driving is totally... There's something completely wrong with that thing. Right? You should probably put that in there.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll. And he like starts scrolling through the PDA. Yep, yeah, no, it's marked right here.
Good.
And I assume that Scylla's corporation probably has insurance on the trip, so it may be even her insurance that pays for it anyway. We weren't even flying.
Probably would be because you guys are contractors hired by her.
Yeah. But
so either it's part of the cost and Dark Matter handles it, or it's not part of the cost and Sardassian handles it.
Yeah, so I'll run it through Bento and let them sort that out on the back end, because that's clearly above my pay grade.
Okay, so we're not mentioning the Screaming Sisters.
No, he is going to mention it to Red at the banquet. In a quiet moment, he will approach her.
Nice. Nice.
And I want to...
Let's jump forward to the banquet then.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. The suits, and I guess we didn't have helmets on, did they record? So I'm wondering if we have footage of the creatures, right? Because I'm thinking like Aliens, where they have the helmet and it's got the video feed, so that we would have video of stuff while we were on mission. Nice. I kind of feel like that would be the standard procedure.
That's an interesting idea, but not in the book. And even if it was in the book, nobody said they were filming. We have in the past, with Chip, for instance, gone, into situations where it's like, oh shit, nobody was filming.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. We actually can wrap this up really quick if you wanted to, John.
I don't necessarily want to. I just it's an extenuating circumstance. I could do this real quick and just be back in a second, or I don't want to interrupt the flow.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put her to bed, we can do the scene with Nash and
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, is it going to be a minute, or like, do you have to?
No, I'll just we'll tuck you in, right, on the comfy side. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I've had 2 coffee refill breaks, so nice. You definitely have coming to you.
All right. I'll be right back.
Oh, there we go. Time to plug coffee.
Oh yeah, there you go. So
legendary brew. It's really good, by the way.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, we have Legendary Brew available. It's there's a link in the show notes as always, or you could go to tinyurl.com/legendary brew. The coffee is brewed by Birds of a Feather Coffee Company. That's Neil, our GM for Fear Itself and for Rogue Trader, which we're actually playing tomorrow. It's a medium roast coffee. It's got a little bit more caffeine than the dark roast. It's got a nice full flavor. I French press it. The Legendary Brew is, and the other coffees as well, but for sure the Legendary Brew is brewed to order. If you put an order in today, within the next 2 or 3 days, it's going to be brewed or roasted and sent out to your house. So you can't get it any fresher than that. A couple of bucks comes back to the podcast and helps us pay for hosting and all the other stuff. So hope you check it out. It's really good. It's what I drink. I think it's what Todd is drinking right now. So yeah, check it out.
Damn good. It's interesting that you mentioned that higher caffeine, because I usually drink like a dark roast, but I definitely noticed the caffeine level in this, which I'm absolutely appreciative of. More caffeine. I already did my Red Bull for the day. I don't have 2, so
yeah.
When you finish the energy drinks, you have to make sure the coffee's ready before you run out of energy drink. That's my rule.
You gotta get that crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't do, like, I'll do a Monster once in a while, but it doesn't. I can drink that and literally go to sleep. It just does not affect me at all. So the little bit of extra caffeine in
the Red Bull will bring me up, but then I'll dive, which is why I prefer to have the coffee ready.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sort of ride that down.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't do either for me. I'm just tired all the time. It just doesn't matter.
Damn. Discovery something. Oh, you know what? I just realized I still have a drama token left. I guess I could still make things harder for you guys, but it does kind of seem like you're in a position where we can wrap things up without anything really major coming along.
Okay, up to you. I mean, but yeah. So I guess after getting ready and everything else, against Nash's, like, Nash doesn't like to be dressed up. It's not his thing. He's very, casual and like, just not like, it's just not his thing. Like he's very disconnected from like all that kind of stuff. But like he's in a really nice suit because Bento's like, you've got to be dressed to the nines. We have a certain image to portray. We've got these celebrities and everything else.
Cameras flying around.
Yeah. So he's dressed up to the nines. Like he's got a really nice suit, nice slick tie.
Dapper as fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sometime at the banquet, they're playing the latest, posh techno dance craze, and they're all dancing and having a good time. Most people are pretty drunk. Scylla seems to be having a great time, and she keeps on making signals to you guys, like,
God damn it.
Later. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah.
Oh God.
Nash is getting a headache from the music.
Nash finds his way
thinking
over.
About the music.
Nash finds his way over to Red. She's standing in the corner. She's got some sort of drink, but she's nursing it really, really slow. She's eyeing the room. Mm-hmm. She looks like a stern den mother. Like this woman very rarely loosens up. She says to you though. You clean up good.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't think you liked me all that much.
I don't, but I think that it's nice of you to show a little respect.
Well, we do have a certain image to portray, and, of course, we like to toe the company line, as it were.
She is not looking at you while she talks to you, and every once in a while a camera goes by, and she looks at it and sort of smiles. She's like just like a false front. She's standing here officially doing her security job, talking to you out of the side of her mouth without turning to look at you, and making sure that if any camera passes by, they see her doing her job.
Mm-hmm. So he kind of like, he's got a glass of water. So he just like, touches it to her glass, takes a drink, and he's like, you're really good at this. How long have you, been in the security business?
All my life, since I got out of school. I was trained. Where was she trained? She was actually going to be an Olympic wrestler, but she got hired by X Investments right out of college graduation. She knew a couple people that had been working for them, and they were putting together a team of people who would be willing to provide security on far-flung locations. Now, she always wanted to travel through slip space, but never thought she'd have an opportunity. So she jumped at it, even though it was not what she'd originally trained for. Ended up heading her own team, starting her own company. They're now subcontractors for X Investments, and she is 28 years old. She's one of the youngest CEOs of a security firm in slip space today.
So she's Nash's age now. I think Nash is 28.
Yeah. So she shot up the corporate ladder straight out of school, and she's been making hella money for like the last 10 years. Started her own company. She is all business, man. She doesn't crack a smile.
Yeah. He's like, well, you got quite an impressive resume. Wow. I mean, here I'm just a lowly grunt. I, nick my bones in the field and happen to get lucky and, do a little time in slip space. I'm impressed.
Well, you should be, because we've been doing this for a lot longer than dark matter.
Oh, God. They are the new kids on the block.
She actually looks you in the eye when she says that. And you start to feel that she feels like X Investments and her company are getting a little crowded by dark matter, and she's not happy about it.
Yeah, no, when she says it, he just smiles. He's like, yeah, the Bento's shaking things up a little bit. We're happy to ride the wave. There's some good money in it. I get to put my skills to use. I don't want there to be any bad blood here. We were subcontracted out. I know that you guys have a good thing going on here. I can appreciate that as a fellow security professional. I may have a little bit of information. I would like to, kind of smooth things over a little bit between us. Maybe I can offer you a little something.
What is there that you could possibly offer me? I told my employers that we were fully capable of providing security for this party, but Miss Sardassian decided to go behind my back and hire her own private security team. And so far, you've been nothing but a pain in my ass.
I beg to differ. We've kept them out of trouble for the most part. The wildlife here is unpredictable. I mean, I can't help that our flyer was knocked down. I mean, we were not even at the controls. That was her assistant, James. He said he could fly. Obviously cleared for takeoff.
She pulls up her PDA. She's already shaking her head, and she's pulling up the PDA. She shows you the flight path up to the point where they lost the signal. You guys were completely out of the territory. Now explain that.
I'm sorry, I cannot. I was not riding shotgun at the time. I assumed that he was following the pre-approved flight plan. That's completely on me. I apologize, but I feel like the information that I have for you is I think it'll be fine.
What on earth are you talking about?
So the flying things are not the only creature that you may have to worry about here. And I'm sure you're familiar with those. And as he pauses, another camera goes by, and before she can turn to like look up and smile, he kind of turns and like, winks at the camera. Which I'm assuming gets under her skin as she's just like a fraction behind. So as he's looking back down and she's like, she's looking up, he kind of like catches her eye. And he says, yeah, while we were out there, we came across the thing. It's a dream world, so I don't really know what you want to call it, but it kind of looked like an Earth Prime gorilla, but it had spines and claws. It came out of the woods. It's a pretty large predator, and we were told that there were no predators here, especially in this area where you guys are building such a lavish complex. And he like holds his hands out.
All right. She has been totally silent while you've been speaking, and you actually see the color run out of her face when you tell her all of this. She's like, a carnivorous predator on parallaxes?
Yeah. It had big, he like holds his hands up to like make fangs. He's like, we are, in the same, we move in the same realm. Look, I want to make sure that things are good for you. I want to make sure that things are good for me. It's a spirit of sharing and caring.
She looks around. She wants to make sure nobody's listening. How far?
Oh, we couldn't have been more than 20 minutes out, maybe? He like looks at his watch, which clearly doesn't have any bearing on anything. Is it like 20 minutes out, maybe, when what are those big flying things called, by the way?
We call them sky whales.
Sky. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, we were about 20 minutes. I mean, you have the flight plan, so they were somewhere in that area.
Yeah, but they generally stay in their own territory. This is why we have the traffic corridors mapped out. You're supposed to stay within the territory. We don't know most of this planet. Look, that's neither here nor there. You're telling me that there's a carnivorous predator on parallaxes. That is my number one concern right now. I ask you how far out, you say 20 minutes. On foot?
20 minutes by the flyer. He does the quick mental math. Like, I don't know if he would know how many clicks that is from where we were.
All right. It's probably like 20, 30 clicks out. All right.
I can't imagine anybody would get there on foot, but if someone gets knocked down by one of those sky whales, you could have a situation on your hand, and we don't want that. Like, and he puts his hands like back and forth to her.
We are supposed to make sure everybody stays within the safety marked territory. However, I do appreciate your information. I'm going to have to go now and report this information to my superiors. Please do me a favor. Keep this under wraps for right now. Don't let any of these fools know that they're in any danger. And hopefully we can both finish this job and get paid.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
She winks at you, sets her glass down. It's barely been touched. And she goes off.
He nods and like raises his water glass to her as she walks away. And then he gets on, he touches his ear and he's like, Reggie, we gotta make sure that they're not telling anybody about the fucking things. What do you call them? The sisters something?
I thought it was a pretty apt name, the Screaming Sisters.
Yeah, whatever it is. Just swing by over to where she is and make sure that they're not telling anybody anything.
All right. Okay, that's a good point. I'm assuming it's pretty well assured that they are telling everyone everything. But I'll go over there and see what exactly is going on.
I don't know if she would because she pissed herself, right? So
that's true.
He's hoping that they haven't said anything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like she's blocking all of that out because she kind of like I don't think she's yeah. I guess she saw it the second time or when it yeah.
I think that's a good point. So it's worth it to sort of like I'm gonna say exactly what's going on, see what sort of mental state she's in, and that's probably good.
I will go and find James.
Now it turns out that the girls have not told anybody. And they're really happy when you come over because they're just about ready to leave. They're going to Scylla's room. It's time to do the bubble fruit.
Oh, shit.
So come on, I want you with me. I want to party with you, big man.
All right. I want to make the bubble drugs just inert. With my lucid dreaming, I want to make them,
you motherfucker! Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to make them completely like
no, it knocks them out.
Wow,
it's like a sleeping. It's like a sleeping drug. Just knocks them out.
I did have that thought where it was like, which way do I go with it?
That way they don't remember. You're like, oh my god, you guys had a crazy fucking trip. Do you remember? You were like dancing around and blah blah blah. And they won't remember any of it.
So. I want to make them open to like, I'm going to put them in like what the drug will do is it puts them in this state and I can just sit them down and they're not going to move for like 5 hours.
Well, okay. Let's see if you can do it.
Exactly.
Let's see if you can do it. All right.
Thank you for stopping me.
Oh wow, you're gonna have to beat a 6 this time.
God. Okay. All right. Come on.
I believe in you.
5 is my highest. 2, 7. I admit to forgetting what he said I had to beat.
So, like, if it's a yes, but maybe they get like sick or something.
You managed to tell me what you're going for.
I would just like to have it knock them out, or at least make them like incoherent, but like thinking they're having a wonderful time, and just keep them where they are, keep them safe.
Okay, so that happens, and they start saying all sorts of crazy shit and attracting a lot of attention because now they're just talking all sorts of crazy dream world stuff, like stuff you didn't even see, stuff that they're like making up delirious shit, but that only happens for a minute. And they're getting a little crowd gathered around them. And people are going, what the hell is Scylla on? I want some of that. And then suddenly she stops and she goes, no. That's not what happened. And she looks at her friend and they both look at you. Was that what happened?
I mean, that's what you said. I mean,
well, if they're in their room, how many people are there?
She's holding her head, and there's like
assuming that's what happened. I mean,
there's like half a dozen people standing around, and she looks really confused again. And then something seems to come back to her, and she looks at her crotch, and then she looks up at Reggie again.
No, nothing. You're what you're remembering is all of these fantastical things that you saw out in the wilderness. I mean, this is a dream world setup. If you saw them, then they were happening. I think everything you're saying sounds wonderful. It's a great story. Please continue.
The rest of the party just sort of looks at each other and they start laughing. Somebody claps you on the back and hands you a drink. They're like, you will fit right in. Nothing in Scylla's life makes any sense at all. And Scylla starts laughing and Corey starts laughing and now everybody's laughing. And you know what? I think we're gonna end right there because it turns out that she and her friends decide not to do the drugs. She's kind of confused about what happened, but everybody seems to be having a good time at the party. The next morning, y'all take off back to Earth again, and you hear through the grapevine that X Investments is sending in a larger military force to secure the perimeter in order to determine whether or not it will be safe to continue building the settlement. Turns out they thought this dream world was more stable than it actually was.
All right.
That's a misstep by them, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder what's Bento's reaction when he finds out that we shared the information with him. Like, I imagine he wouldn't be happy, but he would understand it.
You know what? It turns out Bento is actually very happy with your performance. He says, "Look, equipment gets damaged in the line of duty. There's no problem with that. We have insurance, and we expect within certain parameters, we expect a certain amount of bleed over. But I've got to tell you, though, you struck a major blow against one of our competitors because they're going to have to shut down that entire investment. There's no way they're going to get people to continue building a resort destination there. After what you guys found out, that discovery is going to change their whole plan. And that means we have a little bit of edge in picking up some more contracts while they're looking for their next job. So I'm pretty happy with the way things worked out. I think you boys did well.
We all jump at the same time in freeze frame.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to increase Reggie's rank.
That's a good joke. Yeah.
It's actually both of us.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so like I don't even know what ranks you guys were or what would be the next one up. But now you're both one rank higher than you were.
Nice.
Cool.
Nash just says, "Thank you, sir. I glad to be of service. The team performed well. Reggie kept himself in line. I was impressed with his thing. Like, he would just start to go into like full.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're selling Reggie.
Yeah.
Reggie was the total pro out there, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the name of the game.
Yep, he'd talk up everybody's strengths, and everybody performed admirably, and everybody was Toad's company line. Everybody put on a good face,
and the most important part is that we got results, and we did the job over and above what was probably expected.
Yeah, so I hear, says Pinto. He's pulling up his PDA and looking at the reports. He says, you got stellar reports from both Scylla Sardassian and Corey Jane, who, by the way, both of these ladies have requested you personally to be on the team next time they hire Dark Matter for a gig. So that'll be something for you to handle.
Motherfucker.
Well, apparently you made quite an impression on these ladies.
Good, sir.
Okay, 3 megas each. You just got paid. And you head back home where there's an advertisement for Somnambula Inc. on the wall just as you walk in.
Nah, puts his fist through it.
It's like automatic everything, right? So like he puts the key in the door, the lights pop on, the screens pop up. Yeah, welcome home. And then it's like Somnambula Inc. Making sure that you can live. And he's like, no.
Helmet's like the Dream Deck 5. Dream it all again.
Turn it off. He's like screaming in the middle of the room.
Yep. And the camera pulls back from the window just as you hear the Mr. Chili ice cream drone coming.
Nice.
The end.
That's good shit. Oh man.
Very good.
Damn.
Very good.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Fucking Reggie's the XP sponge again.
I'm sitting at 7 right now.
I got 1.
And I think
it is kind of amazing how almost every time you try lucid dreaming, it works. Those My Little Pony dice are fucking magic, man.
Yeah, that's why I put them right back in their special container. Nice and comfortable in there.
They're all showing 6s too, right?
I don't even pay attention to what I put them in there. I don't touch them other than this game. This is My Little Pony dice is the DayTrippers dice.
Yeah.
But you know what? The +2
don't mess with success.
Well, that's it. It's the +2, and I'm rolling 4 dice. So it's you know, I don't know how odds work, but that's got to be in my favor a little bit.
Well, yeah, your stat is worth more than the plus, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got 4
Right,
chances, and yeah.
Well, at a certain point, the plus becomes worth more than your stat. But it's kind of like if you're doing something really hard, you need that plus. If you're doing something moderately hard, the stat is more important.
It will fail eventually, and that's going
spectacularly.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Shit's going wrong. Yeah. So it's
like you didn't manage to make the fruit inert. So Scylla Sardassian and her friends do have a bunch of super hallucinogens that they're gonna use at some point in time.
Unfortunately, yes.
But you managed to
question, though.
The really important shit. You covered it.
The drug, the fruit, it's a product of that world, right?
Yeah.
So can they take that with them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a physical thing. They go and they'll mine other worlds.
Yes.
Strip the resources and stuff. Like,
oh my God. Yeah. So I fucked that up. I didn't make it inert, but it's all right. It's like, oh, wait, I remember pissing my pants. Like, no, you don't. God damn. I like that. I liked how that went. Like how we started out like building the whole thing, and that was very cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't feel like it's. I mean, so initially setting up the adventure is a little bit different than you saying, okay, you get a phone call from Bento, you guys have to go do X.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it kind of plays out the same way, right? I mean, we are.
Yeah, it's a GM game because the GM does get, you know, I gave myself like 10, 15 maybe, but probably more like 10 minutes to try to pull together all the themes that you guys had. So I quickly went out and while you guys are talking, I'm like looking for images, and it's pretty much like the first image I see that might possibly fit. That's it. That's it. So I'm just at Google and I'm typing in weird alien and just going really good. Like, the very first thing I thought, okay, good. The ship is going to get hit by one of those. You know, so it's very much I'm making it up as we go, and I just have these. It's kind of like leaping from stone to stone to try to pull them all in line. Now, if I wanted to be, you know, a little adversarial, I could have pushed it more with like, you know, I'm going to play drama tokens against you, and you're going to play drama tokens against me. There's a possibility. There's a possibility that for the game to go there. Right. But if I wanted to be more loose, I could have just, you know, let you guys have a lot more say at the beginning, and then it would be more on me to try to pull those things together. So the idea there is that there's a GM, but it's like very soft GM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that better than the adversarial could be. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I dislike that in like D&D and like you know where there's a players versus GM mentality. I don't like that in gameplay at all.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think it could be interesting here because it's more narrative. So there's some give and take, some push and feel there.
Yeah, generally, because I'm not using the GM's position to hurt you. I'm using it to make your situation more complicated.
Yeah. Which
just sort of forces you to come up with something.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it made for. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was super cool the way it was built. And
like when you guys decided to get Little Kim to come out and rescue you, I'm like, oh, that's way too easy, and we really only had one crisis. So, okay, Little Kim's ship is going down.
It's like, oh yeah, this planet, this is not a docile planet. Like, oh, if you stick to the flight paths or whatever, it's like, what do you know? You can't just accept that.
It's like being in Jurassic Park, right? Like it's the bug with that is you've got to stay on literally stay on the rails for everything to work. And
what happens when you go off it? Like then shit goes to hell. That's unacceptable.
Didn't you sign the waiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, that was a lot of fun. I like that style of gameplay too. It's in my normal wheelhouse for XP, so there's no difference.
That was very. It happened so quickly too. It was like, oh shit! Like all of a sudden we've got this whole thing built, and then we're into it. That was very very good.
Yeah, I think that's maybe I don't know if I want to call it an advantage, but one thing that this approach does, you got that. How much should we spend on setup? 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
Yeah, I don't feel like it was a real long time.
Okay, so whatever that is, you pay that up front, but then you can jump right into the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think if we did it that way again, it would go even faster because now we've done it, right? Like we could just pull up the PDF. I could pull out my papers, flip to it, and be like, all right, cool. We got this, and this. Boom, we go.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, Todd, here's what we want to face this time.
Yeah. Well, whatever amount of time it took really didn't matter because it was all of us. It was a collaborative thing, and it kind of made for an easier buy-in and slip into immersion because we came up with it together. But like we not that we came up with how it was going to go. You did that, but like working together, we came up with the pieces. And who knows the fuck, like Screaming Sisters, like how the fuck? But it worked perfectly.
Yeah. And we're throwing out stuff in like even as we're picking perks, we'll be like, oh well, maybe this could happen or maybe that could happen. So we're already like throwing ideas, at Todd as potentials just in picking rewards or perks or like types of adversaries or whatever. Like it begins to already kind of take on a feel. That's
a legit approach to creating campaigns. Like that's if you expand out the choices, or maybe you don't even have to. That's a very, very legit way to build an adventure and or campaign right there.
Mm-hmm. You totally could, and it's a little bit reminiscent of like they don't come into play a lot. I think that people tend to forget them, but your life shapers can work like that, like over a long, slow.
Yeah, I gotta dive back into that. I love that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because your life shaper, you could tell me like when you first create your character, you're like, oh, my character has major issues with this kind of situation, and all that just puts a little bug in my ear into like once in a while, right? I'm just gonna throw that in. Like once in a while, you have a sexual nightmare, and we haven't had you perform sleep crime yet, but.
Oh my God! Yeah, now you're taking me back to when I was putting it together. I'm like, all of this sounds awesome. By far, and this is by far one of my. If it's not I can't think of a character that I've played before where I've been more. I sort of like invested in how it goes and just role playing him, and I just felt it was just reading through the book. It just fell right into place.
That feels so Reggie.
Yeah. Sexual nightmares and sleep crime. Yeah, it's like I almost feel like all the time that's gone by, I have to think of a way to justify how it hasn't happened, or if it has happened, what happened because of it. Like, I mean, obviously, like we're thrown in with dark matter, so whatever happened has been contained in some way, or maybe there's something with the place that we live in. Like some alarm that goes off when I get up, or like. Or
it may happen, but nothing major has come of it yet. Like every once in a while, you wake up in the morning and there's some shit in the bed that you must have stole from somewhere.
Oh shit! But I was thinking of the episode. The last, I think it was the last one where it was like
6-1 the detox.
Yeah, and I had totally forgotten about like, oh yeah, well Reggie, you just had a sexual nightmare, and it's like, yeah, he's humping the wall. And it's like, shit, the wall again. Like I just walk out of the room and don't even like.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, though, right?
Happens to Reggie all the time, even when we don't talk about it.
Right.
It just hasn't. It hasn't gotten real bad.
No. There's probably an exterior lock on the door that like Nash has the key to. It's like, all right, lock me in.
See, but I don't know that Nash knows that either.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, other than the slucking episode incident, Which could be attributed to any number of things. Like we were up for a couple days, but this whole arc has taken place in a week and a half. Like prior to tonight, everything's been super condensed. So like there hasn't been a lot of we've been on shit like the whole time.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, and actually Reggie hasn't really had a lot of time to party and partake of his own shit because he's on somebody else's shit. Right.
Yeah. So actually, so this is probably the dangerous time now.
Yeah, because you can get back into a groove.
There is too much downtime going on. I'm gonna have to up my painting schedule. Have to get I need that.
Yeah, Reggie is probably feeling a binge coming on.
Yep. Yeah. Uh-oh.
But we'll worry about that next time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'll have to see my pusher Clarence.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen Clarence for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stash is probably getting low. We'll handle some downtime next time we get together. You can re-up your stash.
That's right. And his guitar, that's named Sherry.
Yeah. Good to know. That's important.
The notes that I take.
That's right.
Very thorough.
Well, boys, welcome back home.
All right.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you for running. Great.
Good job out there.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. Love it.
All right, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thanks everybody for checking this out. We hope you like it. Again, there's the coffee. You can follow a link in the show notes. John has his own podcast, Tales of Blood and Stone. You can check that out. I did not put a link in the show notes, but I'll go back and do it. So, me in the now and the future, maybe go back and put a link in the whatever. Tales of Blood and Stone. It's a Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast. So check that out. The quality is amazing. John's killing it right out of the gate.
No,
yeah, it is. It's good. Yeah, just stop.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's fun.
You got a good group of role players. You got a tight cast, so that's always good. Always helpful for a GM.
Very lucky. Yeah, it's going well. It's going well so far.
Awesome. So if you like this, if you like that, please click the likes, the subscribes, reviews on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. Super helpful. You know the drill. Please go out and do that. It helps us out tremendously. And we're glad that you are enjoying this and checking it out. And we'll catch you next time.
Have a good night.
I know we're still live.